Hello, 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 everybody. Yes, I am reading the chat. I am in there being sneaky, and this was supposed to be a video that I edited up or had an editor do, and the editor stuff fell through, and I got so bogged down with just work and life that I put off making this video. And I figured it was probably just easier to do it as a live stream. I like watching Acai. He's a Guitar Hero streamer. And he did his Iceberg for Guitar Hero Live. And I said, you know what? I could do that too. So that's what we're going to do. I wanted to post in the Discord that we're live. And then we can get to it at stream notif, and I'll do at YouTube notif as well. We are live. Get in here and learn something. Okay. Based live stream, change the screen. Yeah, I'm changing the screen in a second. I'm just getting things set up for you. Because I have the whole iceberg here. Now I want to see if chat populates correctly. I think I might have messed up where chat is, but I don't think so. There it is. Chat's coming in really small though in the bottom. I would like to possibly make that not the case. Let's do this. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff on this iceberg. There's a lot on this iceberg. I will give you guys, you have a script for this, or I'm just winging it? I'm just winging it. For those of you who don't know what an iceberg is, I know people in chat were already explaining it, but basically the icebergs is just like lore, right? So we have the top of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg is like stuff that is, you know, easy, like things that you would know, like information that is readily available, the common things that you would know. And the lower you go into the abyss, the more obscure the information becomes. So maybe, you know, if you're a newer player, you're not going to know anything on these bottom rows. I had something else to say. Okay, before we get started, I have two things to say. I am probably going to re-upload this live stream just as a regular video, so there will be, the live stream will be up so you can get the raw and unfiltered. I'm probably going to upload this as a regular video. I don't know if I'm going to put images on top of it or edit it up in an insane way, but I think I'm just going to cut like this part out and like maybe like the end of the stream out, and then do timestamps just so I can get that out there. And then I also wanted to thank everyone that helped put this together. I contributed a little bit to this iceberg, but I wanted to thank Spenzilla, Turkey Halo, Coconut, I think Dogtopus contributed, G21, Mathematician, Ultima Simpat, Zap, Zip Zap, I think Chef contributed to this, and I think Geigen Swag also contributed to this. Mason, you might have too. I'm just trying to scroll through the Discord, but this was a thread in the Discord. So I'm just trying to give a shout out to everyone who contributed there. So with that being said, GBL is a Japanese government. Do not research. Yes. Oh, you want to see how big my you'd laugh at me on stream when I built the Kiryu because I broke the Kiryu model kit. This is regular size Coca-Cola can. Big monkey hand. Tournament winner roll for those in Discord that have won a tournament. Maybe. But now that we're doing a little bit more tournaments, I feel like probably not. Can I post this in the Discord? This is in the Discord. This is already in the Discord. There's a thread in GBL General that has this in it. It's the iceberg thread. It's not a problem thing. Okay. Okay. I guess there's not a better time to start than the present. I also should let you know that I have Wikizilla for Battleline and Toho Kingdom pulled up for Battleline in case we need to get into technical details. I have two really good resources for Godzilla information, but I know most, if not all of this off the top of my head. So this will be live, obviously. I guess I'll do my, like, I guess I'll do, like, a spiel first before I get into the iceberg, so that when I pre-record and everything, this can be at the beginning. So that's the beginning of the stream, and then I'll cut it, like, here. I have a second finished draft of it. I pinged you with the complete one. I have the second finished draft. This is not the complete iceberg. Are you kidding me? What do you mean this isn't the complete iceberg? What's the newer version of the iceberg? I'm trying to get this party started. Are you kidding me? Mine is missing a few? Oh my god. Now I have to do this whole thing again. Hold on, give me a second while I blow this one up and snip it all so I can make it all organized the way I wanted it to be. File, save as. I'll save this as the one. New. I'll save this one here. Save as 2. I'm speedrunning this so we can get straight into the iceberg stuff because apparently there was a secret one that I didn't have. This is 3. Enjoy my Windows saving sound. I can't read the chat right now. I'm speedrunning this as fast as humanly possible. 3. This is 4. And then this one here is 5. So then file save as 5. So now that's the new one. Okay. This is the iceberg, so this one will be 0, and I will put it in here. So I have 2 zeros now. So this is the new one then. This is the new iceberg. So now I pull back up my stream thing. Okay, this is the new iceberg. So okay. Now that that's all out of the way, let me start from the top. Because I'm going to re-upload as a second video. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla Battleline video, and this is the Godzilla Battleline Iceberg, and we're doing it live, right? So, if you wanted to watch this live, you missed your chance, unless you're here in the live stream, where I am now doing this goofy intro for the YouTube cut of this, then welcome, hello. We're gonna get into the iceberg. I already explained it, chat is here on my little side right here. Get the whole operation ready, let's get into it, so. That is my YouTube persona, obviously. Okay, let's look at the tip of the iceberg, everybody. I am a goofy eye intro. Thank you. This is the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg is things that regular players would know. That, like, if you just downloaded the game today, you would know these. The only thing on here that I think maybe regular players wouldn't know if they downloaded the game right now is maybe the SJHU collab and pity bots. Everything else in here, if you just downloaded the game, I feel like you'll get some of this stuff. Let's just jump in. The SHHU collab. SJHU collab. Oh my gosh. Shin Japanese Heroes Universe collab. Now, the Shin Japanese Heroes Universe collab is a collaboration between Toho and, like, Toy and whoever makes Evangelion and whoever makes Kamen Rider, and it basically is just an amalgamation of all of these new movies by, like, Shinji Iguchi and Hideki Anno, who are, you know, have done Evangelion, and then they did Shin Godzilla, they've just done Shin Ultraman, and they're going to be doing Shin Kamen Rider. The SJHU collab has already started in Godzilla Battleline. By the time that this video, or in this live stream, goes live, we'll already have had Ultraman join the game, Naranga join the game, Zayton join the game, and Mephilas join the game. We have a rumor of a third Ultraman collaboration in this game, and currently there are no Evangelion or Kamen Rider pieces in the game when this goes live, but there is a Shin Japanese Heroes Universe collab icon as a, or the logo as an icon, which does include the face of Kamen Rider and EVA Unit 1, and then there's also a poster that makes, or there's a poster that has Unit 1 on it and Kamen Rider. It's the regular, like, poster for that collaboration. Toei makes Kamen Rider? Well, whoever makes Ultraman then, I don't know the company. Subaraya does Ultraman. And then, I don't remember who does Evangelion. It's like, it starts with like a K or something, I don't remember. All-Star Battle. All-Star Battle is the single-player event campaign that happens every single month in Godzilla Battle Line. Okay? Every single month, at the halfway point of the month, so around anywhere between usually the 14th, 15th, 16th, or 17th of any month, depending on when the season starts, the All-Star Battles will start. It will pick a random leader, or I guess they don't pick a random leader. They will predetermine a leader, and then everyone will get assigned that leader, and then you will do a bunch of single-player wave defense against the AI. So for the previous All-Star Battle, it was Ultraman. So everyone got to use Ultraman as their leader. If you did not own an Ultraman, it was rented out to you at level 1. And the same goes for all of the units in the game. If you don't own them, you can rent them at level 1 for that event. If you do own them, the units that you play in All-Star Battle are reflective of your actual units and their stats. So it's a great way to get gems. It's a great way to get rewards. You can get gold. Now you can get gems. You can get G material. You can get cosmetics, posters, icons. You can get pieces for Desgador. It's the only way to get Desgador free to play. Aside from, like, sometimes if they throw us a bone and let us get the black version maps, All-Star Battle is the way to get them. Someone's birthday? Happy birthday. I didn't see who it is in the chat, but happy birthday. But All-Star Battle is fun. It's the single-player event, and it also did not launch with the game. All-Star Battle came to Godzilla Battle Line, I believe, 4 months into the game's life. We had Season 1, no All-Star Battle 2, no All-Star Battle 3, no All-Star Battle. Season 4, I believe, was Mothra Leo, which was then also the Mothra Imago All-Star Battle, because I think Mothra Imago had the first All-Star Battle, so 4 months into the game's life, we got All-Star Battle for the first time, so that's pretty huge. Summit streams. So there's been a few Summit streams. What the Summit live streams are is Toho Games will put on a live stream, and they will, reveal new information about Godzilla Battle Line. They will reveal what characters are coming out. They will give free gems to the community. They'll do interviews with personalities who come on. I believe for the reveal of the Ultraman stuff, they had Shinji Higuchi was on the Summit stream. They've had one of the actors from Shin Godzilla on there. They've had, I can't remember her name, but she's the pilot for Kiryu. She's the one who voices Kiryu in Battle Line. She was a guest on stream. They have 2 of the actors from Godzilla Singular Point, 2 of the voice actors from the Japanese dub of Singular Point. They routinely show up on streams, and we'll talk about them on this for sure. But the Summit streams are a ton of fun, and we live stream them, and we cover them every time. Every time there's a new one, we always live stream it, and we cover all the information on there. I love them. I think it's a great time for the community to come together and learn a lot about what comes next. I also think it's really fun to, like, dunk on some of the things you see on the stream. But overall, the Summit streams are, I'm not going to say bi-monthly. It's like every, 3 or 4 months we get one Summit stream, usually. And it's always a live stream by Toho Games, and it's just chock full of brand new information for Godzilla Battle Line. Seasons. Seasons is the, it's just like the way the game is set up and operating. Chad is already talking about seasons, right? Every month is a new season. With, some seasons could go into, the other months and stuff like that, but every month is a new season. Every season there's a new battle pass. This is why people get on and grind. Every season there's a new character. This is the gameplay loop, the cycle, every single month. There's a brand new season with a brand new characters, brand new cosmetics, brand new grind, brand new things to chase, brand new all-star battle. Seasons is like the game. It is like the whole game, right? Obviously, this is basic information. We're on the tip of the iceberg. This is the tip of the iceberg. Seasons is very basic information. Sir Melee. I didn't put myself on here. Like I said, the Discord made this. Hello, hi, I am Sir Melee. I figured that you might know that if you're watching this video either live, which I hope you know this is me if you're watching it live, and if you just tuned in randomly because this came up in a YouTube recommended, then what's going on? I make Godzilla Battleline content pretty much 5 days a week, every week. I live stream, not as frequently as I would like, but I live stream. And I have a large Discord for Godzilla Battleline fans, so come check it out. This, you know what? There's actually not a capital M right here, so I think this actually might be an imposter. Pity bots. Pity bots are bots in Godzilla Battleline that appear every 3 losses. If you were playing the arena, the ranked arena, and you lose 3 times, your 4th battle is going to be against a bot. Okay? The bot, if you lose against that bot, I don't know what to tell you. But that bot can be manipulated. There are players who will go into a match and lose on purpose 3 times just to farm bots for wins and gold and do their dailies, their challenges, what have you. Pity bots have been in the game since day 1. They've been manipulated pretty much since day 1 by the community. And I like them. Not that I ever see a pity bot, but if you're on a big L streak, big losing streak, the pity bots are basically there to lift your spirits up and get you basically a free win to keep you playing the game. So you're not just taking L after L after L. They're basically throwing you a bone. And a lot of the pity bots they're not just random bots. They're like predetermined bots, pre-made decks, pre-made like icons and stuff like that. So once you start like playing against these bots, you'll start learning their names and stuff like that, and you'll be able to pick out the bots in the actual arena. You know, Melee, you're not wearing your colorful, and either Melee Discord is better than actually playing Battleline. It's true. It is true, a little bit. We got a good Discord. We got a good thing going on. Gacha game. I'll actually get you the Google definition of gacha game because there are lots of people who have different opinions on this. A gacha game is a video game that implements the gacha toy vending machine mechanic similar to loot boxes. Gacha games entice players to spend in-game currencies and monies on like random rolls and stuff. Godzilla Battleline is pretty much a gacha game. There are no ways to really hard grind for a certain character. There are like loose ways to grind. Like every all-star battle, you can basically guarantee yourself 1 Desghidorah and then 1 of whatever the featured unit is. Every season, you can get 2 guaranteed shards of the brand new character at level 7 in the past and at level 50 in the past, but the level 7 one you have to pay for. There's really no way to target farm. And in gacha games, it's all about like loot boxes. Godzilla Battleline is a gacha game. You're opening loot boxes all the time. You get loot boxes at the end of your matches, and that's the #1 way to get characters in this game, right? Is to go through the loot box system. So, gacha game. The arena. The arena is the like core game mode in Godzilla Battleline. The arena is where you're going to be doing all of your competitive play. The arena, you win an arena, you're going to go up in the leaderboards. You win in the arena, you're going to get gold. You're going to get progress on the battle pass. You're going to get the expeditions, which are the loot boxes we just talked about, right? The arena is the core and most pinnacle way to progress your account in Godzilla Battleline. If you are not playing the arena, you are not going to be progressing. You can play free battles or fair battles and friend battles all you want. Not going to help your account. You can play All-Star Battle as much as you want, but if you're not playing the arena and you're not using the rewards from there to level up your account, you're not going to get too far in All-Star Battle. The arena is the pinnacle mode of Godzilla Battleline, and it is currently the only real true way to grind for characters. Play arena, use your gems to open boxes, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. The arena, super simple. What if you don't arena? Mason, I don't even think you play this game anymore. Bad units. Bad units is on this list because just like any game like this, you could play Disney Sorcerer's Arena, you could play Warhammer Tacticus, you could play Marvel Strike Force. And any game like this is going to have bad units. There are obviously very good units. There are units that are just fine. There are obviously very bad units. Every month we do a tier list, and we rank what units are good, what units are bad. And then so far, for every year of Battleline, when this video goes live, there's only been 1 year, we've done a tier list ranking all the characters that are post-launch. And then when this year is up, you know, next June, we're going to do another tier list for the whole bunch of characters that came out during year 2 of Battleline, right? There's always bad units in games like this, and strategy games and tactic games, and Godzilla Battleline is no different. Bibby Pew. Now, Bibby Pew is a big YouTuber, or a bigger YouTuber. I believe he has like 85,000 subs or something like that, maybe more at this point. 80+ thousand subscriber YouTube channel that features Godzilla Battleline on their channel. Peace and love. Bibby Pew's a great guy. Talked to him many times. I like him a lot. But with peace and love, he is not a Battleline YouTuber. He is a YouTuber that features Battleline content on his channel. He does a lot of different things. He does like NFT stuff. I don't like NFT stuff, but he does like NFT stuff. He plays like all kinds of other games, all kinds of Godzilla games. But he features Godzilla Battleline on his channel, and he's one of the biggest channels to feature Battleline on their channel. Now, I think personally, I am probably the biggest YouTuber that focuses solely on Battleline content, but I am not the biggest YouTuber that puts out Battleline content. Super Godzilla Gaming being one of them. They put out a lot of Battleline content as well, and they're much bigger channel than I am. But BBQ, great guy, also has a lot of Battleline videos. You want to check him out. Studio mode. There's a lot that goes on in studio mode. I am just literally going to read to you the Wikizilla studio mode. Actually, no. Wikizilla has a lot of studio mode stuff. I'm going to read to you the... no, this is Wikizilla. I was thinking of Toho Kingdom. I'm going to read to you their definition of studio mode, because it's a lot of information to cover, and I think this groups it up pretty nicely. Studio mode is a battle mode where players choose a star from a selection of kaiju for cinema-themed battles called showdowns, with other stars that an opponent has selected. There is an 8-hour wait for the showdowns, but there are up to 3 shortcuts available to reduce the time by intervals of 2 hours, and G-stones can be used to skip the 8 hours entirely. The awards are G-tokens and star points, which can be infused to battle pieces to enhance their abilities, along with increased collection of G-tokens and star points. The star points can also unlock skins that can be applied to battle pieces. And that's studio mode in a nutshell. I'm sure in this tier list somewhere, there is more studio stuff in depth, but that is pretty that is a pretty focused telling of what studio mode is. It's the newest game mode added to Battleline. You can make dioramas in studio mode. You can like set up pictures. You can upload them to Twitter. I like them a lot. Studio mode is probably one of my favorite modes. I gotta be completely honest with you guys. Fixed battles. Fixed battles is an alternative to ranked battles, where if you lose a ranked battle, you don't lose any points towards your arena rank. If you win a fixed battle, you're not really gaining anything. I think maybe you get a little bit of gold. I don't even know. You get gold if you complete your dailies, because they're daily missions for fixed battles. But you don't gain any points for fixed battles, because it doesn't matter what level your characters are set at. In a fixed battle, everyone's units are set to level 20. All the 4 stars are 20, all the 1 stars are 20, all the 2 stars are 20, all the 3 stars are 20. Everything's completely fixed to the same level, and then there's no risk and virtually no reward for playing this mode. Fan votes. My favorite part of this whole section up here. Twice now, I got an itch. Twice now, Toho Games has gone to Twitter using the official Godzilla Battleline Twitter account, and they have put a list of characters on the screen, right? Like a full list, like 18 and 19 monsters, and then they'll say, hey guys, who do you want to be added to Godzilla Battleline? Right? Who do you want to come next to the game? Let's let's use our hashtags and let's vote. The characters with the most votes are going to make it into this game. So they've done it twice now. The first vote, I'm going to try to do this from memory in the orders of from first to last of all the characters that made it into the game. The very first vote poll took place around June? No, maybe June or July or August even of maybe July of 2021. And on that vote poll, the winner was Kiryu. Second place was Godzilla Earth. Third place was Burning Godzilla. Fourth place was Godzilla 1954. And then fifth place was Mecha King Ghidorah. All of them made it into the game. The first four made it in a lot quicker. Kiryu was added November of 2021. Burning Godzilla was added for December of 2021. Godzilla 1954 was added at the end of December 2021, but his season started in January 2022. So he came into the game like a week or two early, and then for January there was no technically new unit because we'd gotten the new unit in the previous month. Godzilla Earth came out in March of 2022. In between 54 and Earth was Gigan, Gigan 04, which placed 13th or 14th in the first vote poll. And the reason it took so long to get Earth into the game is, I believe, because there was something they had to do with Netflix. They had to get like all this Netflix stuff involved, and he's completely different from like every other character that was added at the time, and he was like a powerhouse, and they did a whole live stream for it with the director of the anime trilogy, so that was really cool. And then Mecha King Ghidorah was finally added in May. So Earth was March, April was Jet Jaguar 73, and then the next month in May was Mecha King Ghidorah. The second vote poll, which doesn't have all the characters added yet, but we have half of them. The second vote poll had 6 characters. Had 6 characters in it. And I'll tell you why. The second vote poll, we were able to get Giant Octopus added to the game. And I'm not going to talk about that too much because I know that Giant Octopus and the voting for him appears later down on this tier, on this iceberg. So, because Toho was like aware that Octopus was going to win one of the votes, and we every time there's a vote, the Discord counts like daily, and I count daily, and we tally up everything. So we knew that Toho fudged the numbers. They did for this, so there's 6 characters instead of 5 because they saw Giant Octopus was going to win. And since the community pushed so hard for that, they put who would have been, I'll give you the list of winners, and then there's going to be 6 total. If Giant Octopus wasn't in, then it would have been 5. So they moved up who truly would have been the 5th place, and they tied him with 5th. They fudged the numbers a bit. First place for the second vote was Destroya, and he came in August of 2022. Second place was Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla came in for June 2022, and then in between that we had our first Ultraman season. Oh, I'm sorry. Giant Octopus was third on the poll and was added at the same time as Destroya was on August 8th, 2022, which was World Octopus Day. Or maybe it was Japan's Octopus Day. I think it was World Octopus Day. It's 8 legs and all that, so they added him for that. Fourth place on the list is Monster X. When this live stream goes live and you guys are watching this, or if you guys are watching it back, Monster X isn't added to the game yet. Fifth place was Singular Point Anguirus, also not added to the game at the moment. And then tied for 5th is Godzilla 1999 or Godzilla 2000. He would not have tied for 5th if Toho didn't mess the numbers a little bit, and change things around, but we got 6 characters on the vote poll. Whenever characters are added to the vote polls, the fan votes, There's no telling when the characters are going to come to the game or not. They can add them in any order they want. All we know is that if they're on the vote and they're in the top 5, they're coming to Battleline at some point, 100% guaranteed. Fact. Let's talk about friend matches and skins. Friend matches are really simple. Friend matches are, you open the game, you click on friend match, and then you can send a code to a friend, and you can set up a match. You can choose the map, so Tokyo, London, New York, either daytime or nighttime. And then if there was a singular point ones, you could choose a singular point ones. When Skull Island was around, you could do Skull Island. And then you can change the battles from fixed or not, so you can set everyone's units level 20, or you can have it be true. If you want like true competition, your units are set to what level they are normally, and so is your friends. You get a code, you send it to your friend on Discord, your text message, or whatever. Your friend inputs that code into their section of the game, and then bada bing, bada boom, play a match together. It's like 99% of the time how tournaments are set up is through like a fixed friend battle. So very simple. Does not take big brain to learn what that is. Skins. Skins are also a relatively new feature. I believe they were added in July of 2022 in the studio mode. They're only obtainable through studio mode, which we mentioned in the studio mode section of this part of the iceberg. Skins will change the appearance of your character, but not the stats of the character. There were some bugs where the stats were changing them, like on Godzilla Earth. He had like a 3 times damage multiplier on his skin. That's since been fixed, but the skins are purely cosmetic. That is the whole top of the iceberg. We have four more sections to go on the iceberg. So this is the right under the surface. Man, there's a lot. There's so much on this. There's like 84 things on this. It took us 30 minutes, about 30 minutes to go through that first half. Okay. I guess we'll start here and we'll go down and down and down and down, or whatever order, but I'll try to keep my cursor over it all. Okay. I need to make it a 2-parter? No, I'll get it out in one shot. Badger has been meta for 7 months. It was 7 when this iceberg was made, and I think this iceberg was made in like July. So, it's October now. Batra has just been meta, has been a peak unit forever. If you're no stranger to the tier list on this channel, or any channel really, or the Discord, or any match in the arena, Batra is pretty oppressive, even with the nerf that brought his attack boost down and his regular attack down. Batra is still pretty good. Even if you don't think he is the best character in the game, which is valid, there's a few really good options now for best character in the game. You cannot deny that he has been meta, or at least the meta, for a long time. He needs a serious nerf, in my opinion. But that's just that. I really don't think I need to go into this in insane detail. But Batra is just so oppressive with his stats and the boost he gives that he's just been meta for a really long time. Train bomb hate. Man, I hate the train bombs. I've been using them daily, pretty much exclusively to take down energy bases or like pre-evolutions. The train bomb hate stems from, on Reddit, if I can find the post, I can upload it later when I clip this out. I made a post on Reddit when I was trying to get 500 Kong leader wins, saying that if you use the train bombs to kill an enemy leader, you suck. Like, I'm sick of it. And, man, Reddit had a field day on me, man. So many people are using the train bombs to kill leaders, and I get it. It is listen, it's part of the game. It's a don't hate the player, hate the game situation, right? Don't hate the player for using the train bombs to kill an enemy leader. That's just something that's going to happen because it's available in the game. You can do the same thing with the Sonda. You can do the same thing with Dimension Tide if you wanted. I think it's super fucking annoying. So I personally hate it. I don't do it myself. I try never to hit the enemy at all with the train bombs. I'll do it with the Dimension Tide because you like pull a lot of characters in, but I'm not trying to kill them with it. That's just my personal thing. I like to have the battle like actually play out. But That is a strategy that people use, and I hate it, and I post on Reddit that I hate it, and man, Reddit fucking lit me up. So have fun with that information. Bad shop offers. This is just a staple of like every game, just like how we talked about on the first tier of this Iceberg, that there are bad characters in this game, like there are bad characters in any game. There are bad shop offers in this game, like they are in any game. There are especially terrible ones that are offered every single day in Godzilla Battleline. There's one offer in particular that everyone will see when you go to your store. It's at the very top of the store. That is 2,000 gems, and it is abysmal. The pull rates are abysmal. It reads as a 3% chance to pull the featured character. However, what it does not tell you is that, so to pull a 3-star character or a 4-star character is a 3% chance from that map. Of that map, you have a 33% chance of it being the featured character. 33% of 3% is like, it's like I don't know. I don't remember the exact numbers. I have a video on it, but the pull rates are so abysmal, and it's like an absolute scam. There are several offers in Battleline that are just true like scams that you should not be buying into. Every game kind of has offers like that are just not worth it. Battleline has exceptionally terrible offers as well. The game OST. Godzilla Battleline features music from the Godzilla franchise, from all across it, right? You have, there's some Showa songs, there's some Heisei songs. There is original music. Of course there's original music. But there are also music it's like remixes. Like I think the New York theme is a remix of the like the Heisei Mechagodzilla theme. Let me try to just pull this up on YouTube really quickly for you. I'm not going to play any of the tracks, but I'll give a shout out to Super Godzilla Gaming because I'm pretty sure he has the music on his channel. Or their channel. I don't know if he's a guy or girl. On their channel. Channels, Super Godzilla Music. Here we go. Playlist. I don't want to... it's an ad for something. I don't know. Alright. Oh, you can see I've been looking at Hasbro stuff. Yeah, I've been talking about this Ghost Rider stuff for a while on my other channel. Check out my other channel. But Super Godzilla Gaming has a playlist of all of the songs in Godzilla Battleline if you want to check it out on YouTube. I listen to it regularly. The soundtracks for the maps, like when you're playing in a game, those are all remixes of already existing Godzilla songs. And then the game also has original, like the main menu theme is original, the like home screen theme is original, studio mode I think has original music. But when you're fighting in a match, whether it be fixed, all-star battle, or ranked, they are remixes of already existing Godzilla music. Off the top of my head, I don't remember which is which. I think Tokyo is a remix of the Showa March, or the march from Invasion of the Astro Monster. New York, I think, is the Mechagodzilla from the Heisei theme remix. I don't know. I don't know what the other one is on London. I don't remember. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. That was Game OST. What about an anniversary event? Was trash. Okay. I have 2 videos. I might have 3 videos and a live stream talking about the anniversary event for this game. The anniversary event for this game was like abysmal in the most like abysmal ways possible. My eyes super itchy. The anniversary event for this game basically amounted to, hey, it is the 1-year anniversary of Godzilla Battleline. Here is Shin Godzilla. And that was it. There was no special birthday events. There was no special My eye is so itchy. Oh my god. There's no birthday events. There was no birthday rewards. There was nothing to symbolize, hey, it is the game's anniversary. Let's celebrate the anniversary and the player base by, like, doing what other games do. Give you guys some stuff, have some cool challenges, some birthday rewards, like a birthday cake icon, nothing. They gave us Shin Godzilla, who was and still is kind of mediocre. kind of mediocre. And then they sold us for money in the store for the very first time a G material, which had never happened before, which has been happening since. They offer it either for money or for gems, but the first time, I'm pretty sure it was for money, so that left a sour taste in a lot of players' mouths. And there were some other offers that were just like, they were good offers, but like, it was paid. So for the anniversary event, I don't want to rant on this a ton. I have a video on this channel. If you just go to my channel and search anniversary, it'll come up with my channel anniversary, but also the game's anniversary. Whack character. Everyone was waiting for Shin Godzilla, and he was whack. He was a first 3-stage evolution. Whack. G material sold in the store. Whack. No special birthday event or prizes or earnables, which was whack. Offers were whack, and everything about it was just whack and less lackluster. I did not like it, and there was a lot of other people who also didn't like it. I got a lot of flack for saying I didn't like it on Reddit, on Facebook, on YouTube. People were calling me like, oh, you know, like, you've had it too good, like, you're complaining over nothing, like, take what you get. But like, for the game's first anniversary, I have seen like 1,000 better anniversary events. Marvel Strike Force, when it's their birthday, they do nice stuff. They give people rewards, right? They didn't even give anyone any rewards. They were just like, have fun with Shin Godzilla. This is a regular season, but if you want to celebrate the birthday, here's like $30 worth of offers you could buy. And it was really stupid. G54, 7 cost. Pretty much exactly what this says. When Godzilla 1954 came to the game for the first time, he was 7 cost, and then a few months down the road, he was changed to 6 cost. So this was not a crazy in-depth thing like that anniversary event was, or the train bomb haze, stuff like that. Just really simple. Was 7 cost, is not 7 cost anymore. And the odds that you knew that as a newer player, if you were here after this change, you probably didn't even know that unless you went back and watched some of my older videos or looked at like Wikizilla or Toho Kingdom or something. Giant octopus. Now this is a rabbit hole. When the first vote poll on Twitter for Godzilla Battleline came to be, at number 10, maybe it was number 3. Either number 10 or number 3 was Giant Octopus. And I must have had less than 600 subscribers at the time, and I made a really big push to do Giant Octopus, vote for him, that be added to the game. Giant Octopus did not make it in the first vote poll. He placed 7th. He tied with Ebra for 7th. Varen got 6th place, just beating out Ebra and Octopus. We got him a lot higher than anyone thought we would. And even Toho, on their summit where they revealed the winners of the poll, even Toho made a joke about it, saying maybe he'll have his day. Toho also revealed that Giant Octopus was there on the list, just like padded out. There were some monsters on that list that they didn't think anyone would vote for, just on there to pad it out, and that was Giant Octopus. The second time the vote came around, this is now, I had probably at the time just under 2,000 subscribers, or I just had hit 2,000 subscribers, and I had a lot more push. At that point, I didn't push nearly as hard, but it had become a running joke between the last vote and the newest vote that, hey, I'm getting Giant Octopus in this game, we're going to get it. So I made a really big push for Giant Octopus to be added to the game. People took to Twitter and Reddit and Facebook, and it was like this huge thing. People on Reddit were pissed that that we pushed so hard for Giant Octopus to get him added. They didn't want him. It was a whole thing. It was a whole saga. Sure as shit, second vote poll, we got him to 3rd place in the second poll. He has been added, like I said earlier, on August 8th, 2022. We got Giant Octopus added into Godzilla Battleline, and I love him. He has one of the characters with the most skins out of anyone else, but he kind of fucking blows. He's kind of bad unit, and I think Toho did this on purpose. However, he is the first unit post-launch. He is the first unit post-launch of this game to be a bronze edition. We had previously Dorat's been a silver piece and had gotten added. Kids was added as a gold. Super X was added as a gold. Naranga is added as a gold. Mephilas is a gold. Octopus is a bronze. So not only did we make Godzilla history by making Toho acknowledge our push for Giant Octopus, we also got Giant Octopus added to this game. The community got Giant Octopus added to this game, and it marks his second ever video game appearance in a Godzilla property ever, and it would be his first Godzilla video game appearance in like 20 years or something, because he was in a game on like the Super Famicom. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So they definitely made him bad on purpose, because they were not planning on putting him in the game, but we got him, we pushed him into the game, and Toho was like, fuck you, let's make him terrible. But I gotta say, the Giant Octopus event, like, he could be terrible, but the event that they had was fantastic. Like, everyone, if you completed the event, got a level 15 Giant Octopus. They had really good offers for him as well. They were really cheap and affordable, and they were like gem offers. He's one of the best characters to use in the studio mode. He's a 25% star point boost in the studio mode. He's a fantastic character in studio mode. He's like studio mode meta. But in the arena, he's ass. But that's a Giant Octopus. There's a lot of lore on that. If you just go back in this channel and you watch a bunch of stuff, there's a lot of lore. Even in my Discord, there's lore. And if I ever do merch, there's 100% going to be Giant Octopus stuff. Oh, my God. Also, we're talking about Giant Octopus lore. I don't even need to show... I can't even get the picture right now, but hold on. I'll pull it up for you. I'll actually pull it up for you. We got this made. Inadvertently, we got art by Shinji Nishikawa of Giant Octopus and Destroyer and Shin Godzilla added to the Godzilla store. Actually, let's take a look at the Godzilla store, shall we? Because now we're going on a tangent. But it's a good tangent. So Godzilla store. Let's load it up. Because now we're on a tangent. This is connected to Giant Octopus, I swear. Bam, look at that, man. We did this. Giant Octopus is featured on a acrylic keychain, on a phone stand, on a canvas board poster, and on a t-shirt. This happened because we voted him into Godzilla Battle Line. There is merch of him. There is an insane poster by Shinji Nishikawa. Wild shit. We really did make... I think low-key... Oh, and the tiny ornament thing. We still don't have any word on when that tiny ornament thing is coming out. Yeah, who knows? But man. We did low-key at the end of the day make Godzilla history. And even if we don't become the world's biggest Godzilla channel or biggest community in the world... I am super proud of us and even though through all the haters and stuff like that, we literally made history in just Godzilla history in general by getting him voted into this game for his second ever video game appearance, and then all that merch being made, the Shinji Nishikawa art, it's crazy. If you go to Wikizill's trivia section, you can see that Mothra, Leo, and Anguirus were supposed to be leaders. You can put that in the Iceberg. I did know that. I think maybe Anguirus as a leader is on the Iceberg somewhere. Am I the only one that remembers the Surmeli merch store? There is a Surmeli merch store. It's just stickers. I want to do like shirts and stuff. Where were we? Giant Octopus? Okay, Gigan Rush. Gigan Rush is a tried and true tactic. It has been around literally since day one of the game. And it is not the best strategy in the world, but it is a, it's good enough that it is still viable today. It's not a top strategy, but it's one that works, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Basically, all you do with the Gigan Rush is you place down a lot of heavy hitting units, a lot of high health units, and you use his rush ability and you send them straight to the enemy leader. Traditionally, this was done by using protecting a G89 and then sending the G89 down straight into the enemy leader's face and killing them. This was a pretty good counter against Mothra leaders way back in the day. Biollante can do a very similar thing, and now Godzilla 2004 can also do a very similar thing as this. But Gigan is probably the best rush leader in the game. I like this strategy, although I think it is very predictable. Like, when you see Gigan leader, you automatically are like, okay, they're either using Gigan leader for the rush ability, and they're going to rush me with a huge push, so I got to play defense and be on the lookout for that. or they're using him because they like him. So, pretty easy strat to decipher. As soon as you see a Gigan leader, you know what they're going to do. But tried and true tactic, it's everywhere. People love it. So, there it is on the Iceberg. Top players / whales. Truthfully speaking, I'm not 100% sure what this means on the Iceberg. Every game has top players and every game has whales. I guess I'll just break down top players, like players who grind out like crazy. There are players who are free to play, who are fighting like the best of the best. They're in the top like 100, top 200. Spence, I think, is in the chat, and he's one of them. I don't think Spence has spent a dime, maybe until Godzilla Final Wars was added. And he's, competing with the top, the cream of the crop. And then whales. Whale is a term in gaming, not just mobile gaming, not just Battleline, not just my server. Whales is a term for players who spend like an unreasonable amount of money on the game to like get the best pieces. And then also above that, there is Kraken. There's a term Kraken for players who are basically putting a down payment on a home on this game. You know what I'm saying? So top players and whales, Krakens, and all that, those are just terms for the players at the tip at the top, like top 100. I would even go so far as to say the top 200. I'd call them some of the top players as well. But the top 100 is probably a little bit more fair. But yeah, pretty easy to decipher that I guess, once I started talking about it. TS Dragon. Man, I like TS Dragon. TS Dragon's a cool dude. For those of you who are not aware of TS Dragon, he is another Godzilla Battleline YouTuber. I was going to say Iceberger. He's another Godzilla Battleline YouTuber. And he just hit 1,000 subscribers, so congratulations. When this video goes live, he'll have just done that. Super insightful, very smart. He's very good at the game, very skilled player. Super cool guy. We've had him in a few videos. We've had him on some live streams before. He's in my Discord. Really cool guy. So I recommend going over and checking his channel out. G Materials. G Materials were added in February of 2022 because Godzilla and Kong were taken out of the game. So G Materials and G21 and Kong being removed on the Iceberg right here. So right here and right here, we'll connect them into one. G21 and Kong were added to the game. Kong was added in July of 2021, and Kong was July 2021. G21 was in August of 2021. They were available all the way up until January 2022. That was the last month that you could obtain them. They were removed from the game in the update that brought in Final Wars Gigan in February of 2022. When they were removed, there was no way to level them up because you could not obtain them. So what Toho did was they introduced G Materials. One G Material acts as one piece or one shard of a character. So you could use them to level up characters that were gone from the game, like G21 and Kong, or you could use them to level up characters that you like that are still available in the game, like Ghidorah, or now Ultraman, or Gigan 04, Godzilla 2004, whatever. The way the G Materials work is there are one battle piece for a character. So if my Godzilla 2004 is level 1 and I want to level him up, one battle piece is going to count for a whole level because it only takes one shard to level up a character between levels 1 to 5. If I want to go from 5 to 6, I'm going to need 2 G Materials because I need 2 shards of the character. If I want to go from 10 to 15, I'm going to need 3, 15 to 20, I'm going to need 4, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay, so if I have like 2 of 3 pieces for Kiryu and I'm trying to get him to 15, I can use 1 G Material and get him there. G Materials do not take your character up a whole level, they take your character up 1 shard. Okay? And I see a lot of people all the time get that confused, and they're probably newer players. So I just want to make that clear. G Materials act as one piece of a character, and they were added in a direct response to G21 and Kong being removed. Okay. Here we go. Mecha King Ghidorah's old attack speed. When Mecha King Ghidorah was added to the game, King Ghidorah had an attack speed of, oh my god, I don't even know off the top of my head. It's like 2.6 or 2.7 or something like that. Maybe 2.8. Somewhere between 2.6 and 2.8. I don't remember off the top of my head. When Mecha King Ghidorah was added as an evolution to King Ghidorah, upon evolving, his attack speed would change. I don't think it changed on the in-game card. I think it just changed in like the games. The speed he was attacking in the game, I think, was different than what was reflected in the stats sheet. I could be misremembering, but regardless, Mecha King Ghidorah for like 2 weeks was attacking at 2.1 seconds. Insane. For reference, Godzilla 04 attacks at 2.3, and he's a fast attacker. Mecha King Ghidorah was dishing out a ridiculous amount of damage super fast, and it made evolving a 7-cost unit with, at the time, a 45-second evolution. He was not an on-death evolution at this point. He was a 45-second evolution. If you could get him to evolve after 45 seconds, you had an insanely fast damage dealer that was AoE. It was crazy. Definitely at that time, one of the best characters. No question. However, 2 weeks into Mecha King Ghidorah's season, they didn't even wait the full season to nerf him into the next one. During his own season, his inaugural season, where you could rent him out at level 10, they nerfed him, so now Mecha King Ghidorah and King Ghidorah share the same attack speed. It's slow. It's like 2.6, 2.7 or whatever. It's like 2.8 or something like that. I don't remember. So now he's slow again. But his old attack speed, he was super fast. Now he's extremely slow. So, not extremely slow, but he's the same attack speed as King Ghidorah. And to go from regular King Ghidorah to Mecha King Ghidorah, you're now literally, and this is not a joke, gaining 69 additional damage. Nice. That's it. Nothing else changes. Instead of gaining 69 additional damage and a fast attack speed, it's now just additional damage. They didn't nerf him in his season. They nerfed him in Shin's season. I don't think you're correct. I think they nerfed him in his season. Watch. Control F. No, that's the wrong one. Control F. Mecha King Ghidorah. Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla. Oh no, hold on, Mecha King Ghidorah. New evolution was added, Mecha King Ghidorah. April, May. This is him selected as a leader. No, you were wrong. It is his season, right? May 31st. Mecha King Ghidorah change went live. June 8th, 22 attack speed was reduced from 2.1 to 2.8 seconds. What? It went live in June? Oh, I guess you are right. I'm wrong. It went live. It went up in June. They changed his attack speed. I thought it went on during his season. I guess I'm wrong. I thought it was during his season. I guess not. Well, thank you for correcting me on that. And no. It did change in his season, but I think the visuals went live in the June season. But I think he got changed during his season, because I have a video during his season, I believe, that had the nerf. Regardless, this was what it was, 2.1 to 2.8. I'm not crazy, it was fixed. If King Ghidorah says that I'm not crazy and it was fixed really fast, then I'm going to take his word for it. He knows a lot. Where am I? What's the next thing? Ultraman leader. This is a fun one. Ultraman was added to the game in July 2022. And for the first 2 weeks, he was not able to become a leader. And then, in an update, 2 weeks into his season, he was able to become a leader. We don't know why they delayed him being a leader 2 weeks. Maybe there was some kinks they had to work out with him, and honestly I would rather that they wait like 2 weeks to release the finished kit as opposed to giving us a buggy one. So nothing really too major to report there, but Ultraman is a leader, and he was not available to be leader for the first 2 weeks he was available. However, in his same inaugural season, he was changed to also be a leader, and has since had his own all-star battle. King Ghidorah says the King Ghidorah speed was fixed at the same time as his evolution on death was implemented. Oh, okay, interesting. Gagging Rush, pay-to-win GMAT offers. These are pay-to-win GMAT. Okay, pay-to-win GMAT offers is kind of like what we talked about during the anniversary event, where they made you pay for a GMAT. Before the anniversary event, everyone had access to the same amount of G materials. You got a G material either in the Battle Pass, which was on the paid side. So if you paid for the pass, you get a G material. But I don't count that as a GMAT offer. There was a GMAT in the arena. And there was a GMAT in All-Star Battle, where GMATs were originally introduced as purchasable. So at a time, everyone had access to the same amount of G materials. At the minimum, everyone was able to get like 2 G materials. Except if you bought the pass, you didn't get the one in the pass. During the anniversary event, they introduced the first GMAT that cost money. That was pretty much just a GMAT. Obviously, it costs money to buy the Battle Pass and get the G material that was in the Battle Pass. But the Battle Pass is like $5. Very common thing for people to buy. I'm not really counting that as a pay-to-win GMAT offer because I don't really count the Battle Pass as pay-to-win. However, for the anniversary event, they offered a G material in the store for like a lump sum of cash. It was like a G material and a few other things. It was really shitty. And then since then, we have seen a few other offers that are either paid cash offers or paid with gem offers in the store that also were giving G materials. So, not great, not a great feeling, but it is what it is. Offer wall. I'll do offer wall here. The offer wall is something that I believe is not on any iOS devices. I believe it is exclusively on Androids and I guess on like Moo emulator. I think the offer wall might be on Ant app, but I don't know. I don't use Ant app. I use Moo, and if you want to download Moo emulator, link in the description of this video, and all my videos has the download code because I'm an affiliate. Godzilla Battleline doesn't run on Moo. It runs on Moo X, which is in beta. So you have to download it separately. The link in the description of mine does not give you Moo X. But basically, the offer walls are like a lot of mobile games have these where it'll be like, oh hey, do you want 2,000 gems or premium currency, whatever game you're playing? Get to level 10 in Ebony, and then we'll get you some coins into your account, or some gems into your account. So, Android devices have it right now. It's not like anything too crazy, but it's a quick way to get gems. I used to do one for Disney Sorcerer's Arena to get gems, and I had to like download this Star Trek Fleet Commander game and get to like level 10 in my guild or some like ridiculous thing. It took me forever and I got like 2,000 gems. So if you want to do that, you can go for it. I don't do that. Disconnecting. People will disconnect for all variety of reasons in this game. A main reason is that sometimes the connection, the peer-to-peer connection in the game is a little shaky. So there could just be random disconnects caused by the game or the servers. Toho says it's not the servers. They say it's something in the game that, like, the game is really bad at hosting peer-to-peer stuff. Their servers are, they say their servers are fine. They say somewhere in their game code something is happening with peer-to-peer connections. Something like that if I remember correctly. And then other people just disconnect to rage quit and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But that's disconnecting. Arbok free wins. Arbok free wins is pretty much a celebrated thing at this point. Arbok, while we're on the subject of Arbok, is the founder and CEO of Toho Kingdom. Arbok is in charge of this whole shebang. He also gives up to players in Battleline and then fights bots. How we talked about going up and down fighting bots and stuff like that. King Ghidorah mentioned it in the comments or in the chat that he does the same thing. It is basically a guarantee. Like if you fight Arbok, he's probably not going to fight you. He's probably going to give up and give you a free win, and it's fun. And then if he pulls out the Gigan leader, you're gonna be like fucked. He also created the GBO Reddit. Yes, you're right. You're right. He also did create the GBL Reddit. Arbok is super cool, dude. Don't really know why he does the free wins. Either he's grinding just bots for the leader wins for some characters, or doing like gem or gold grinding and stuff. But either way, 9 times out of 10, if you see Arbok in the arena, he's probably going to give up on you, give you a free win. Alright, the roadmaps. We've had like one roadmap for Godzilla Battleline, and they gave us the roadmap, I believe, during Godzilla Earth's live stream where the roadmap was like, hey, March is Earth, May is something else, April something, May you're gonna get a new leader and a new something or other, June is gonna be a celebration, July you're gonna have another event and another thing, and a roadmap in games basically just breaks down over the coming months what is gonna be happening loosely. They don't have to outright tell you exactly what's gonna happen, but it'll be like, okay, over the next 5 months, here's what to expect. This month there's going to be an event. This month there's going to be a new thing. This month there's going to be a new leader. This month's going to be this can be this. This can be that. This can be that. So you can see down the road what is coming to the game. Toho did it once, I believe. I don't think they've done it twice. I think they might have done it literally once. But that is that. Firadan and Batra, or as King Ghidorah calls them, the Lovebirds. Firadan and Batra, after Firadan's buff, was a pretty solid combo. Lane says Toho did it twice. I don't remember the other time, but I remember the one time they did it during Godzilla Earth's live stream. Firadan and Batra as a combo, the Lovebirds combo, was a rather powerful combination that in the meta where basically you would send... Basically, you drop Batra and Firadan at the very same time so that both of them get the Batra boost and both of them get the speed boost, and you send them into a push or to do an attack or whatever. Very strong combination. Kind of has taken a back burner since this Iceberg has been made because Leo is very powerful. Batra and Leo is a crazy combo. Batra and Ultraman is a crazy combo. But nevertheless, Batra and Firadan is a very strong combination as well. Oh, we got these two over here. I completely missed NBB. NBB is an abbreviation that my Discord has come up for the energy base. So instead of energy base, which would be EB or ERB, energy recharge base, NBB is no bitches base, because if you use the energy base, you get no bitches. Bad servers. We kind of talked about this with disconnecting. Toho says that their servers are fine. Their servers are not bad, but there is something in the code that is fucking up the peer-to-peer connection with the game. So Toho says there's not bad servers, but Toho says a lot of things. Impersonating top players. This is something I think has been pioneered by Rookie, and Rookie might be in the live stream chat, where basically you use your icon and your title. You match your icon and your title to an existing top players, and then you change your name in the game to a top player's name, and you basically go into a battle and impersonate one of the top players in hopes that lower ranked players or someone in your bracket will leave. Will quit the match. So people will impersonate me in really low ranks, and then low ranked players who watch my content will be like, oh, I obviously can't beat Sir Melee, he's too powerful, I'm going to quit. So they quit and they give the imposter a free win. Lots of games have this. Like, there's so many, ninjas who play Fortnite. There's so many like Moist Criticals. There's so many like Dr. Disrespects and stuff. So I get impersonated. Administration 1 gets impersonated. Bowers That Be gets impersonated. I'm pretty sure TS Dragon has been impersonated too. Rookie says he impersonates for another reason. It's true. There's Godzilla birthday event. Okay. It's different than the anniversary trash. The Godzilla birthday event is in November. So for the last Godzilla birthday event was November 2021. November 3rd, 2021 was the season that introduced Kiryu, and they had a bunch of little celebration things in the game for Kiryu, for Godzilla's birthday and stuff like that. They did more for Godzilla's birthday than they did for Battle Line's birthday, which, I mean, listen, you can say it's understandable, it's whatever. So Godzilla's birthday event, there's always a little birthday celebration. It's Godzilla Day. There's another one coming up. Last year, there was like a Hedorah versus Godzilla short film. We watched it on stream. That video was taken down. The stream wasn't taken down. I had to mute that portion of the stream, but the video that I uploaded later was taken down. It is viewable on my Discord. But they added Kiryu for Godzilla's 3rd birthday. That was the whole reason for the very first vote poll. It was the number 1 winner of that vote poll was going to be added to the game on November 3rd to celebrate Godzilla's birthday. That was Kiryu. It was a really good event. There's a lot of like stuff given out, a lot of easy challenges to complete, and overall, a lot of people, especially if they played back then, will agree that the Kiryu event for Godzilla's birthday was overall probably one of the better, or if not the best event that we've ever had in Godzilla Battleline. I'm excited to see what November 3rd's Godzilla birthday event is going to be in Battleline. I hope it's not as terrible as the game's actual anniversary. Ultraman breaks the game. We had a few issues with Ultraman when he came out. He was like freezing if you hit him in the right spot. He just wasn't like doing things right. He was just like a menace, like all over the place. It was kind of broken. And he was just like, if you froze him, he would like freeze, like you like crash your game or some stupid shit like that or something like that. And his like character model would be wonky, and he was probably, Ultraman is probably one of the more complex characters that they've added. Since Ultraman, there have been more characters in line of him that are also kind of complicated, that he was the first one that was like really complex. So he was kind of breaking the game all over. Other Toho games. I gotta show you this. Toho Games does not just make Godzilla games. I'll tell you that right now. Toho Games, let me pull this up for you on YouTube. Toho Games also makes this other weird game that I don't know what it is. Oh, that's the Toho YouTube. Hold on. Toho Games account. Videos. Okay, let's take a look at what they got. They make this thing with a llama. And this thing with some girls. Maybe some lollies or waifus or whatever they are. But there's this cat game that Toho Games makes. Maybe they produce this. I'm not really quite sure. Nekon Tabi. I hope it doesn't pull up porn or anything like that. Translate to English. It's like a little cat game. Looks cute. Don't know much about it. There's this other game. Teasing Master Tagaki-san Kyun Records. I think the game is just called Kyun. And you like are a karaoke girl. You're probably like a kid, like a child. There's like this little guy. There's this girl. He kind of reminds me of Desmond from Spy Family. But yeah. So Toho Games makes these two games that I bet you never played. I don't even know if they're available in the US or outside of Japan. But nevertheless, Toho Games makes more than just the Godzilla games. I don't know if they made those in-house or if they published them under the Toho Games banner or what, but nevertheless, they're on Toho Games' official YouTube channel. Godzilla Earth Skin. Damage bug. We talked about this when we talked about skins. There was a bug when skins just got added that made Godzilla Earth, if you equipped his skin, he was doing like twice the amount of damage he should be doing, or 3 times the amount of damage he should be doing. He was doing crazy shit. So if you really rushed for skins immediately, and you got Earth skin, and you threw that on, right off rip, you were just gonna be cleaning fucking house, man. It was crazy. It was really strong. It was really, really powerful. It was fixed maybe a week after it was discovered. So for like 1 whole week when skins were first added, King Ghidorah, he discovered that bug. Yes, he said in the chat. King Ghidorah discovered that bug. It was crazy. Really, really OP, and then it got nerfed immediately. Jet Jaguar can tank infinite damage. This is kind of a clickbait, but it is not wrong. Jet Jaguar singular points block. He can block 2 free hits, and it doesn't matter how much damage those hits do. As long as it's 1 hit, he'll block it, and it could be an infinite amount of damage. So Earth, or not Earth, let's say Godzilla Ultima was broken and he was hitting for 900 million damage. It would instant kill any unit in the game, yeah? He could hit Jet Jaguar singular point twice, and Jet Jaguar singular point would take no damage, because he has the block, which lets him block 2 free shots. Now, Super X will run through, because Super X actually is hitting 3 times when it attacks, not 1. G21, hits basically infinitely when he fires. Anything with piercing will just pretty much run through the shield, so it doesn't matter. But as long as it's a single target attack that hits once, doesn't matter how much damage it does or how little damage it does, Jet Jaguar singular point will block it without taking any damage. So technically, theoretically, he could tank infinite amount of damage. Okay. So I think I got everything here on this. This is the second section. It also took us about 30 minutes to do, maybe a little bit less. So we're on a good track. We have 3 more sections to get through. This is the bottom of the iceberg. We still have the abyss and like the crevices, the trenches, or whatever you want to call them. So let's like, can I get this? No? Alright, whatever. Okay. Godzilla Earth's attack missing. When Godzilla Earth was added to the game, he had a 5-second attack. He did have and still has the longest attack in the game. It takes him 5 seconds to hit. He had really bad tracking when he was added to the game for the first time. So he would like target a character, and because it took him so long to charge up and fire, he could miss the shots if some of the characters are fast enough. To this day, he can still miss, but he's not missing as much because they changed the amount of time. Like they changed something with his animation so that he'll get to his attack faster. So he still misses if your character's fast enough, but he's probably missing maybe 2 out of 10 times. So not a 100% fix. It is still he's very good. He's much better post this fix, but he's still, if you're fast enough, you can still totally whiff that shot. Sunday stun. The Sunday stun is what we previously thought to be an exploit. Toho says it is not, and it is an intended mechanic. I am 99.99999% sure that they say that it is an intended mechanic because they don't know how to fix it. There's a lot of other players who go into way more in depth than me on this issue. Spencilla and King Ghidorah, for one. They did a lot of testing on this, if I remember. Basically, what's happening is, like, if you use a slow and a stun at the same exact time, you can freeze a character pretty much not indefinitely, but you can freeze them for as long as the slow is, because because a stun in the game is like a movement slow and an attack speed slow combined, and then a regular slow is just movement, I think. And then there's some interaction happening in the code or the numbers where if you are stunning and slowing at the very same time, it'll lock up a unit for the duration of the slow. So that is not an exploit. It is an intended feature. Fact.
I have to put up.
Ooh, Dyson deadlifts $13.13. Hey Melee, can't stay but wanted to stop by and support. Thank you, Dyson deadlifts. Shout out Dyson deadlifts, one of my members. Excellent guy, always pulls up to chat, always throws us a bone. Dice is a great member of the community. King Ghidorah says the stun duration becomes the slow duration. Yeah, so if a character is, slowing for, like Giant Octopus can slow for 14 seconds if he's in water and he's at level 30. Say your stun only stuns for 0.2 seconds. If your stun and Giant Octopus's slow make contact at the same time, then the stun then becomes the 14 seconds. Ridiculous. You can use the Sunday and Giant Octopus to effectively lock characters up for the entire duration of their lifespan. It's easiest to do with Gigan because it's way easier to do with Gigan's stun because you have a lot more leeway. You can also do it with Mecha King Ghidorah's leader ability. It's really crazy. I don't personally use it myself, just because I'm not using Sunday in my deck, but if I was using Sunday in my deck, I would probably use this. Zerpulse says the slow makes them go slower than their current speed, so when they are stunned, the slow is reducing a speed of 0, so the slow keeps them stunned for the duration. Yeah, that sounds about right. Double Expedition exploit. Oh gosh, who discovered this in my Discord? Jack? I believe Jack in my Discord discovered this. And I have a video talking about this. The Double Expedition exploit is basically you have an expedition that's already counting down, right? What you're going to want to do is when the expedition is at like 45 seconds left, you just got to watch your phone. 45 seconds left on the expedition. What you want to do is schedule another expedition and then use gems. It'll be like 1 gem to complete the expedition that has been going, maybe has like 30 seconds left. Complete that expedition. When you get out of that like loot screen, no map is going to be started. You then select another map to explore that's not the one you just scheduled. exit the game or go to another menu and then come back to the expeditions, and you will have 2 expeditions running. They haven't fixed this issue. I have a video with a step-by-step on how to do it 100% of the time, in case my explanation wasn't enough for you. And you can explore 2 maps at once. I like to do this like when I'm going to bed, or if I'm like during work, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not really playing. Let's make the most out of my time. I'll just explore 2 maps. Usually when I have 2 legendary maps, I'll do this, and so I can explore 2 at the same time. Instead of waiting 2 days to complete 2 of them, I can do 2 in 1 day. Huge, by the way. Biolante's insane DPS. Wait, hold on. Darko says you can have it pre-scheduled prior to less than a minute. Just have to wait for it to be under a minute and use the gems. So as long as you're using the gems while the map is under a minute, you should be good. Thank you for the clarification. Biolante's insane DPS, and now even with her nerf, she still has insane DPS. Biolante has a 360-degree AoE attack. Biolante hits entirely around her. It's not like Hedera or Mega King Ghidorah that's hitting just in front of them. Okay? Biolante hits all around her in a circle, 360 degrees. Before Biolante's nerf, she was doing insane damage. Biolante also gets an 80% damage boost in water. So prior to the nerf, she was already doing a lot, and with the 360, she could hit a ton of characters. With an 80% damage boost, it was crazy. With an 80% damage boost, she's the high. If she's in water, Biolante is, I think, and was the highest damage dealer in the game in terms of DPS. It was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous ability. It still is ridiculous. Biolante is not nearly as good in regular play now as she was, but that doesn't change the fact that her DPS is crazy. And it's like you know, even Jaguar Swing of Point has insane DPS. He's not used really too often, but he's still like decent character. Biolante was used every single match with an 80% boost in water. Is ridiculous, crazy. I think I have a video talking about that as well. Most of the things on these icebergs, I have videos talking about. This channel, I've been making videos almost every single weekday, Monday through Friday, since the game launched. I bet 9 out of 10 topics on this list, I have a video dedicated to them on this channel that's not this. Kamas can't hit flying leaders. This is exactly what it sounds like. I don't know if it's intended or if it's a bug or what, but the Kamacuras, the Swarm, and the Regular cannot hit Mothra, Batra, Fyrodan. I think those are the only flying leaders off the top of my head. I don't remember any others. But if the enemy leader is not touching the ground, or your leader is not touching the ground, so like the bugs and Fyrodan, then Kamacuras cannot hit them for whatever reason. Very weird, but it is what it is. Kamacuras cannot hit flying leaders. Naranga stat bug. This bug, Naranga's stat bug, was discovered by Administration 1, because who else was going to hit Naranga at level 30 as fast as humanly possible? So shout out Admin 1. The Naranga stat bug was, once your Naranga would go from levels 1 to 30 with nothing out of the ordinary, nothing suspicious, nothing out of the ordinary. When he went from 30 to 31, his stats went down to like 1 and 2. Like his health would go to 1. Like, so instead of it being like, 2,000 health, it would just drop to 1. Don't know why. We still to this day don't know why Naranga stats went after 30, they went down. My hypothesis for this was that the Ultraman characters were developed prior to the level cap getting raised. I'm a firm believer in that the characters for this game get developed way, way, way further in advance than we think they are, and they can get dropped at the drop of a hat. Some of the only characters that I don't think were developed ahead of time was like Giant Octopus. I don't think was developed ahead of time. But like, I believe the Ultraman characters were. I believe Zayton, Mephiles, Ultraman, and Naranga, and whatever other ones come, have been developed months ahead of when they were supposed to launch. Months. And I'm talking about before the stats changed. So at one point, all characters could only go up to level 30. Bronze, like 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, only up to level 30. Now, only 4 stars can cap at 30. Everything else caps at 40. I believe either Toho forgot to add the cap to Naranga, or he was developed before they introduced that cap, and they never updated his kit. Because after level 30, his stats became like 1, and then they would go up and be like 2, then another one would be like 3, and the other one like 4, the other one would be like 5. So that was that. Really weird, but they fixed it pretty quickly. I mean, when someone spends a shit ton of money to get that unit as fast as humanly possible to max, and it's broken, yeah, they're going to fix that, and they did. So shout out Administration 1 for getting that fixed. Otherwise, we probably still might not have discovered it. Censored stickers. This is a fun topic of conversation. There are, off the top of my head, 2 stickers that have been censored. Both of them because people complain about them being toxic. The first one is the Kamacuras sticker. The Kamacuras sticker originally said, I think I did it. No, the original Kamacuras sticker said too easy, and people would spam that at the end of a battle. The Kamacuras sticker has thus been changed to say I did it, but it's still also kind of toxic. The next one was Gigant. There's a Gigant sticker that came with the base game that said damn it on it. And now I don't remember what it says. But it used to say damn it. I don't remember what it says now off the top of my head, but it's not damn it anymore. In my Discord as emotes, we have the too easy and the damn it cemented for all of history. But they have been changed due to them being used in toxic ways. So those are the censored emotes. Oh, it just says oh no. So the Gigan one said damn it, and now it says oh no. There we go. Yes, everyone in chat is saying oh no. Yeah, I don't remember because I don't really use it too much. I only stick with the ones that I routinely use, which are like the great battle, let's be friends, we meet again, take off for like friends, stuff like that. But yeah, so those 2 stickers were censored because of they were just mad toxic. And I thought it was funny. I was really sad that they changed them. Fire Rodan used to be trash. So Fire Rodan, when he was introduced, and I said this when he was introduced, I said Fire Rodan is one good buff away from being the best character in the game. Because Fire Rodan's healing is absurd. Fire Rodan does a lot of healing. I mean, you can obviously out-damage the heals, you're saying with Psychic Chorus, but Fire Rodan had an amazing heal. But Fire Rodan was not impossible to evolve, but extremely difficult to the point where, like, most of the player base and the average player was not able to evolve them. If you had your Fire Rodan at a high level, you could evolve them pretty easily, or if you were like a skilled player, like a very skilled player, you could probably get him to evolve pretty easily, but for the majority of players, he was not evolving. He used to have like a 25-second evolution or something like that, and he was really fast, and eventually, they did so much for him. They made the Fire Rodan base form, they lowered his evolution time, they increased his health, they increased his damage, and like, it never helped him become Fire Rodan any easier. What Toho ended up doing was changing Fire Rodan's pre-evolution, the 1993 Rodan. Instead of having a timed evolution, he now evolved when he died to accurately, I guess, reflect the movie. Now that you can guarantee you can get Fire Rodan every match, he's become significantly better. You could say he's not the best character in the game. I think he's amongst the top 5, for sure. Solely because of the healing. The speed boost, I can take it or leave it. His damage, take it or leave it. His healing is really good. You can heal up a leader like crazy. Really good with Batcher, really good with Leo. Really good in a push. Fire Rodan is a really, 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 really solid unit. And he used to be absolutely fucking abysmal. Mothra leader heal was broken. This is ancient. This is ancient history. Season 2 of Godzilla Battle Line. During Season 2 of Battle Line, there was a bug with Mothra. Mothra's original leader ability, Red, when you use it, Mothra will help ground units regain 10% of their health a second. It was not doing 10%. It was basically doing like 100%. The heal on Mothra was just fucking wild. Season 2, Literally, all you had to do was drop G89, drop some Kamacuras with him, drop Anguirus, or whatever the hell you wanted to drop with him, and then hit the Mothra leader ability, and just wait for him to cross the entire field, not take a single lick of damage, and just destroy, absolutely fucking destroy the other leader. What you had, literally, the best strat to combat this was to use Mogeras on the enemy Mothra leader as much as possible before they could get the Godzilla to the other side. Or you had to kill the Godzilla at like the midfield, because once it got close enough and they popped that ability, it was pretty much invincible. And this isn't an exaggeration. Toho acknowledged that it was doing way too much healing, and they nerfed it. Not only did they fix the problem, they changed the healing from 10 to 4%. And that is where Mothra has remained ever since. Crazy shit in Season 2. I'm pretty sure I have a video of it. I'm pretty sure it's one of the first videos on this channel, is the Season 2 Mothra leader stuff. So if you want to know more about that, you can check it out there. But it was really insane. You had to use missiles and train bombs and Mogera to kill the Moth. Yeah, it was like a race. Who would get you first? All your stuff against the Mothra leader or the Mothra leader's G9. Rank dropping. This is kind of like what Arbok is doing. King Ghidorah did something similar. I think he wanted credit for this specifically in the chat at one point or another. Basically what you do, and Toho did address this correctly, and we'll talk about that. Basically what you do for rank dropping is you go in and you lose battles. I think forfeiting will work too. You go in and either you purposely lose the battle or you forfeit. And you go down, 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 and you just churn out your rank. You can go from 65 to rank 36 in like a day if you just give up the whole day. Once you surpass rank 36, you can't go lower than 36. So if you're in 65, if you lose every single battle for the rest of your life, you will get back to 36. What people who were rank dropping were doing, and this isn't just for Arbok and King Ghidorah, this is for anyone that was doing it, and this is another instance of don't hate the player at the game. What they would do is they would lose until they were at 36, and then they would win until they were back at 65. And they would lose, and then they would win. And if you were in the top 65 of the in rank King of the Monsters and rank 65, the top percent of players, and you purposely got yourself to the lowest echelon possible and then just slaughtered your way up, that was something that a lot of players did not like. Jane says, King Ghidorah got hella flack for this too in my LMAO. Didn't he also try to say he wasn't a whale or something along that line? I believe this was before King Ghidorah spent any money. He was doing this, I think, to like grind, and he grinded a lot. He did. I'll say he grinded a lot. And this is another instance of don't hate the player, hate the game. Toho did acknowledge this. They got a lot of complaints about it because, you know, players who are in like rank 65 and stuff like that should not be in rank 30. So what they did is they lowered the gold, the amount of gold that you get per loss. It used to be like you would get like 100 gold or something like that. Now you get like significantly less. Basically, they made it so you would lose way less rewards if you like took the L. So they didn't really like, this can still happen. Like Arbok still is doing this, but it is what it is. It's a don't hate the player, hate the game situation. If you want to rank drop, go for it. I don't rank drop, but it's available. Batra leader glitch. Yeah, the gold farm was absurd from the dropping. You would get a ton of gold from losing. And they had to change it because that was like the main incentive to go down in rank. Was just basically free gold for not trying. Batra leader glitch. This was also really early in the Battle Line's life cycle. This was, I think, maybe seasons 3 or 4. Where if you had Batra as your leader, and literally the second the game started, if you used his leader ability against the other player, like the second the match started, I have a short about this on my channel. If you want to go look at the playlist for shorts that I have, and you go all the way down, it's like should be like one of the first ones. It's like one of the, like literally one of the, it's like the second one that's short on this channel, I think. Basically, you would instantly kill the other character. The Batra leader ability would just fire. It can hit fully across the field. For a little bit of damage it does. But it would hit like bam, 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 bam. It would just go until the enemy lost. It was a guaranteed win. Toho fixed it in like a week. They addressed it super fast. But it was crazy. I was short on it if you want to take a look at it. Wild. Ichan is on this list. Ichan, actually, a few things about Ichan. Ichan has a channel on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's Ichan 300 Godzilla Battle Line content. Ichan makes Battle Line content primarily. I don't think Ichan has made a video in a while, though. Ichan is also a mod on my Discord. Ichan also, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.99% sure, Ichan was my very first subscriber that wasn't my, like my personal account. Because obviously the Sir Melee YouTube account isn't connected to any of my personal information. I have my own YouTube account, right? So, outside of me, Ichan was my very first subscriber. So he gets a cement in the lore right here, and he's a mod on my Discord. He's still pretty active in the Discord. And he has a YouTube channel, so I don't think he's making any more YouTube videos, but you can totally throw him some love there. What's next? We'll do Kong Lee doesn't have AoE. Kong, when you use Kong on the field, he has AoE, like a small AoE, kind of the same way that G89, when he punches as the lead, he does like an AoE. But the regular, I'm like having a stroke. Oh my god. Kong Leader does not do AoE. Kong Leader is a single target attacker unless you use his special ability, which then he slams the ground with the axe, and that is an AoE. Regular Kong on the field does have a minor AoE. If the enemies are close enough together, he'll hit both of them. The same way that, it's opposite actually, G89 does not have an AoE when he's on the field, but G89 when he's a leader has a very small AoE when he punches. It's the swipe with the punch is what's doing it. Okay. The G89 Acid Skin. The G89 Acid Skin is a pretty funny thing. Originally, it was on this tier list because it was the very first skin that we were ever showcased for Godzilla Battle Line. It was in the summit that they announced the Ultraman stuff. Very first skin that was ever shown to us was the 89 Acid Skin. They didn't add that skin until way later in the game. The Acid Skin was not available when skins first came out. The Acid Skin became available way later in the skin life cycle. Maybe like the next month or something like that. So I think that's pretty funny. That it was the first skin that was shown to us, but you could not get it when skins first dropped. Level caps. We talked about level caps already, where before previously, all the characters were locked at 30, so the highest level that a character could obtain was 30 across the board. Then when a lot of people were hitting that cap really quickly within the first few months of the game, Toho extended the level cap, so 4 stars are capped out at 30. The highest, when this video goes live, the highest level that a 4-star can achieve is 30. Everyone else, the 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, the highest level that they can achieve is 40. Those are capped, and we don't know if we'll ever get an increase. I'm going to say maybe next year we'll see another increase, for sure, I think. Third Force. Third Force is something that is only appearing in the game now because of glitches. When Battle Line first was introduced, maybe this was only around for the first 3 or 4 seasons. Third Forces were characters that would appear on the map. I believe they appeared at level 1. And it would be like, if you were on Tokyo, Godzilla had a chance at appearing. If you were on London, Mothra had a chance of appearing. If you were on New York, King Ghidorah had a chance of appearing, or maybe Rodan had a chance of appearing. If you were on the Singular Point maps, Singular Point, I think didn't matter. It was always Ultima on the Singular Point maps. And if you were on the Skull Island map, Kong was available. There would be a character that was a third party. A third force. So it'd be your team, your opponent's team, and then a random one of these monsters from the pool. It was like G89, King Ghidorah, Rodan 64, Mothra Imago, and Kong and Ultima were the ones that you had the choices of that were random. They would appear on the map and have a health bar that was half blue, half red. You were the blue bar, your opponent was the red bar. When you did enough damage to them, every time you do damage to them, that bar would go up. Your blue would go up. Once you 100%ed the blue bar, that character would then join your team. But if they died, they died. I think they were level 1. So back in the day, when I was using Ultima constantly, right? I would use my Ultima to snipe the third Force Ultima, and then I would have 2 Ultimas. Since, for months and months and months, third Forces have been completely absent from the game. The only time that you will see third Forces now is if there's like some kind of matchmaking glitch and they just randomly appear. I get reports all the time in Discord that a third Force has appeared for people. I haven't gotten them to accidentally appear for myself, but I've seen the proof of it. Toho, if you're watching this, please add third Forces back. I thought they were a ton of fun, or at least add them as an option. If you're not going to put them in the arena, put them as an option in like fixed battles. I would love that. I would love a third Force option, and I would love to pick which characters can be third Forces. That would be super fun. Infinite Mogera glitch. This is still going on. Toho said they would fix it. They haven't fixed it, so I'll tell you guys how to do it, so if enough people do it, eventually maybe they'll fix it. The Infinite Mogera glitch happens when you cycle fast enough in your deck that you can place Mogera again. A lot of people will tell you that this is because Mogera is listed as an effect for some reason in the game and not as a unit. And then they will tell you that you can place multiple effects on the field. This is wrong. That is not why this is happening. I have spoken to Toho about this specific issue. They said that it is not intended. You cannot place 2 Dimension Tides at the same time. You cannot place 2 Psychic Choruses at the same time. You cannot place 2 Sondes at the same time. You cannot place 2 Energy Bases at the same time. You cannot place 2 spells at the same time. Just because Mogera is a spell does not mean he can be placed 2 times, and that is intended. It is not intentional. If your deck is all low cost and you have Mogera, you place a Mogera down, you cycle out your whole deck, and then you place Mogera again, you will have 2 Mogera on the field. You can do it again and get a 3rd Mogera on the field. You can do it again and get a 4th Mogera on the field. You can do it again and get a 5th Mogera on the field. Not intended. This is not part of his kit. This is not because he's an effect or a spell, whatever you want to call it. It is. Is Miller playing with the squeaky toy? Yeah, can you hear the toy in the back? He's going nuts. He's in the other room. He's probably right outside this door playing with the squeaky toy. We were at the Infinite Mogera glitch. Devs are trash at this game. This is yeah, everyone in the chat says Miller going ham. I'll take a picture of that. I'll send it over there. I can't take you seriously with Miller going ham on the squeaky toy. How loud is it that you can hear it? That's pretty funny. Well, he's cute. I'll let him play with it. Devs are trash. It's just straight facts. Yeah, so the devs are trash at this game. And I don't even want to say... Actually, this is kind of a little bit unfair. I don't think that this is supposed to be... It's so loud. Alright. Hold on. It's louder than the music. I'll get that squared away. It's not that loud. Maybe I'll raise the music just a tad. Remember when you asked the devs if they can make a 3-stage Evo's not suck? They basically said skill issue. Yeah, I do remember that. The devs are not... I don't think the devs are trash at this game. I think what this is more directed to is the guys that are doing the... I'm having a brain fart here. This I don't think is directed at the actual developers of the game. I think this is more of directed at the 2 guys in the Godzilla Summit that are the voice actors in the Japanese dub of Godzilla Singular Point. They are not good at the game, and repeatedly they are brought back on every single summit to play the game, and they are just like not... They very clearly do not play this game outside of the summits. It's so apparent because they are trash at the game, and they never do a good job at displaying the new characters. The devs, on the other hand, like the actual developers of the game, I do not think that they are bad at the game. I just think that they are not as involved in the meta as people would want them to be. As a game developer, you kind of want to be in the know of what people are thinking of the meta. Because of the way that Toho balances their characters, they don't really seem to be aware of the current meta. Otherwise, Batra would be nerfed. And then when I asked them a question about this on a live stream, they answered my question. When I said, hey, the meta is kind of like whack, like you got to have better balance updates, like, you know, the the 3-stage evolution characters are not great. It's incredibly difficult to evolve them, and the payout isn't worth it. They basically told me skill issue, that they're really good units, and that we're just playing bad. But then what happened? Shin Godzilla got brought from 7 energy down to 6, and he's still not really playable. And then Destroya had his evolution time cut, or maybe it was his speed that was cut. So they clearly maybe think something's the problem if they're nerfing the characters that I told them to, and then they reply with skill issue. So the developers are just far removed from the actual meta of the game. I don't think that they're actually bad. I just think that they don't really know what the normal people are, how the normal people are playing. And then the 2 guys, the voice actors that they have showcase units, are actually fucking terrible at this game. The dev should hire a dude who is playing the game constantly to see if there isn't any overpowered or underpowered units. The dev should just look at our Discord or my channel, and they'll fucking figure it out. Frank says, okay, this is a trend because Clash and SPPD, similar games, have the same issue. Bad community managers or streams tied to dev that are just terrible. First Detroit got his first speed nerf, but both second and first got reduced Evo times. Got you. Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head with them, but that was my next video. I think probably after this live stream, so on October 14th or 15th, I think my video I was going to make was talking about the Destroyer changes, because it's been a while and I haven't talked about them. Batra and Hedera's old evolution times. Originally, I don't think Batra's evolution time has ever changed. If it did, it's only changed by 5 seconds. And Hedera's evolution time has not changed. No, Batra's evolution time was, I think, 30 or 25 seconds. I think now it's 20 or 25. Batra's was brought down. Hedera didn't have its evolution time decreased. Hedera had its flying form's speed decreased, where during like season 1 of the game, Hedera would zoom straight across the map, and before it was even halfway done evolving, it would be right on the enemy leader and die. It made Hedera literally unplayable. All they did was make Hedera super slow and basically guaranteed an evolution, and they did the same thing for Batra, or actually not decrease its speed, decrease the amount of time Batra takes to evolve, and basically Batra is almost a guaranteed evolution, right? You just have to kind of protect him a little bit. But it was crazy. And that goes into Hedera flying at Mach 5. Same thing. Hedera flying at Mach 5 was making it impossible for Hedera to evolve. This was literally in the first season, maybe into the second season, because I remember really, really early on, I said Hedera was an amazing unit. Hedera still is an amazing unit. She got nerfed by making, instead of her being a 3-cost unit in both forms, her second form is now a 4-cost, but it doesn't matter because she's still fan-fucking-tastic at this game. But yeah, her flying form was basically going across the map at the speed of sound and making it impossible to evolve her. Train Bomb's getting nerfed only to get buffed again. Train Bombs Season 1 was everywhere. Train Bombs, missiles, Kamacuras Swarm, and Destroy Larva was basically the decks to use. The trains were 3 energy, and I think the missiles were 3 or 4 as well. And they were just being spammed constantly. You're getting hit by them left and right. It was ridiculous. Toho, immediately after Season 1 ended, they increased the trains and the missiles to 5 energy, and it pretty much made them unusable because they were doing like not a lot of damage for that cost. However, missiles remains, at the time that this video goes live, 5 energy. And the train bombs got brought back down to 3 energy, and now they're fucking everywhere. Five cost JJ73. Jaguar 73 in the game has and always has been, or is and always has been, 4 cost to play. In the video where they introduced us to Jaguar 73 for the very first time, he cost 5 energy. This is in line with Toho showing inaccurate videos for characters, which I believe is another section of this iceberg, I think in the tier below this one. where sometimes the videos that they show are wrong. So before a season starts, before characters are added to the game, our first impressions can be one thing, and then how they play in the game could be completely different. JJ73 was a 5 cost when they showed him to us. When he was added to the game, he was 4. Still not a very great character. Disappearing GMAT. This one was hella fun. I believe this happened during the Godzilla anniversary for the birthday, where they added the G material to all. No. And they added, something happened. I don't remember if this was the first time G material was added to All-Star Battle. But when the G material was added to All-Star Battle, I think it was when the G material was added to All-Star. Regardless, the G material that you can obtain in All-Star Battle, one of the All-Star Battles that it was available in, and I'm pretty sure it was the first time it was available, it was available during the first half of the All-Star Battle. You said now it's somewhat recent. It was within the last 4 months that this happened. The material that was in the slot, if you did not buy it during the first half of the All-Star Battle, when the second half of All-Star Battle came out, it was gone. That was not intended. It should have been there the whole time, but for whatever reason, it disappeared from the store. If you had already bought it, then it had disappeared for you anyway. If you had not bought it and you were waiting for the second half of All-Star Battle to buy it, it was now gone. Toho acknowledged that this was an issue. It was not intended. They put it back in the store. What ended up happening was they didn't just put it in the store for the people who had not purchased it. They put it back in the store for everybody. So like me, for example, I bought the G material day 1 of All-Star Battle because I saved up my G material, my G points, my PIS tokens, the event points, EP. I bought the G material. Second half starts. The G material disappeared. Toho updates the game, puts the G material back. I buy a second G material during that All-Star Battle. Players were able to buy 2 G materials. Toho fumbled the update and had one of theirs disappear, and they have not ever compensated anyone for it. They have not distributed G materials to people who missed out on it or anything like that. If you didn't get it during the first half, it disappeared, and it came back again in the second half. And if you did buy it during the first half, it disappeared, didn't affect you, and then you bought a second one. Huge. Millennium is underrepresented. This is something that actually a lot of people complain about, and I keep seeing a post on Reddit that's like what era every monster is from in the game, and Millennium has like 3 characters, something like that. Millennium is a little underrepresented, but it has gotten a little bit better. This season that this video is being filmed is Final Wars Godzilla, and we know Monster X is on the way. But for the Millennium era, we have Mega Gearus, Dimension Tide, Kiryu, Godzilla 2000 is on the way, Gigan 04, Godzilla 04, and then we're gonna get Monster X. So we'll have 7 Millennium monsters. But then if you look at like trying to think of other like what's another era in this game that has a lot? Heisei, we have G89, we have King Ghidorah, Mecha King Ghidorah, we have Fire Rodan and the Rodan pre-evolution to him, we have the Mecha Godzilla, we have Biollante, we have Space Godzilla, we have Destroya in all 3 Destroy forms, with the Destroya larva. So like Heisei is getting a ton of love in this game. Millennium is extremely underrepresented. Alright, now we have these 3 down here. I kind of group them all into the same section. Blood Angel, Cryo, and Mike Pine YouTube. Now, Cryo, this is Cryo Dancer. There are 2 Cryos in the Godzilla Battle Line community. This is supposed to be Cryo Dancer. Cryo Dancer was a Godzilla Battle Line YouTuber that started making videos around the time I started making videos. Very cool guy. Since then, I believe he told me that he had to focus on school or something like that. Or he told my Discord he had to focus on school or something like that. And this channel for Cryo Dancer, I believe, is just totally gone. I think I had it linked on my channel. If I went to like my channel dashboard, and I went to the channels that I had promoted, I think that he's gone. Yeah, he's not there anymore. So his channel is gone. Blood Angel still exists. Blood Angel is also another Godzilla Battle Line creator who's been making content for about as long as I have. He makes, I think, all kinds of all kinds of Godzilla videos now, like Kaiju Universe, stuff like that. But I know him mostly from playing Battle Line stuff, and he is a Spanish-speaking YouTuber, and he helped translate the Expedition map logs into Spanish. So he's a cool guy. He still makes content. Check him out. Mike Pine YouTube is currently making Godzilla Battleline videos. Pretty active on YouTube, pretty active in Discord. Pretty nice guy. I always see him in the arena. He's a very good player. So these three are all YouTubers. Blood Angel is a Spanish YouTuber. Cryo no longer makes YouTube videos. And Mike Pine currently is making videos in English. Spence also makes you... I totally didn't even group you with this. Spence also is making videos on YouTube. Spencezilla makes Godzilla Battleline videos, makes Jurassic World not Jurassic World Evolution, Jurassic World Alive videos, if I remember correctly. Also one of my mods and a member of my Discord. He's probably in this chat as we speak. So shout out Spence. Removed maps. Hold on. The removed maps is talking about maps that we've had added to the game. So the game launched with New York, Tokyo, and London, and then those are daytime and nighttime variants, so 6 maps. Then there was Tokyo day and night singular point variants, which just added red dust, and then there was a Skull Island map, and then the All-Star Battle map. The Skull Island map went away. They took it out of the game completely, and they put in the All-Star Battle map, which is a reskin of Skull Island, but it's not Skull Island. It's a little bit different. And then Tokyo singular point and night and day, those were also removed from the game briefly and then added back during All-Star Battle. So for whatever reason, we cannot play on the old Skull map or the new Skull Island maps. We cannot play on them in the arena, and we can't play on the singular point maps in the arena or in fixed battles, but they are in the rotation for All-Star Battle, which is super weird. Desgadora is fixed meta. Desgadora is an extremely powerful unit, but because you can only really get him from one way, I mean, you can get him 2 from offers or from his 1 free shard during All-Star Battle at the moment that this video goes live. I hope that eventually he goes into the other offers and stuff like that. He's really good in fixed because we can actually play with him at a level where he's like super usable. I like Desgadora a lot. Spence likes Desgadora a lot. Everyone's giving Spence love in the chat down here. Spence does make some fights. Spence also converts every monster into Manila in the Discord. So if you want a good laugh, he makes a lot of those and he puts in my Discord. But Desgadora is extremely powerful and is definitely meta in fixed. I'm doing right now like a tournament with a bunch of the top players, and we have Desgadora's banned. That's how good he is in fixed. It's just a shame that you don't really get to see that in the arena at all. Different home screens. Sometimes the game gets different home screens depending on what is going on. Like when Shin Godzilla was added, we had a Shin Godzilla home screen. When Earth was added, there is an Earth home screen for Ultraman. There was a home screen of Godzilla fighting Ultraman. And when Zayton was added for his season, there is a home screen of like Zayton T-posing over Ultraman and Godzilla. So there are a ton of different home screens that have been around and introduced with Godzilla Battleline. I actually don't have them archived. I wonder if Wikizilla has them. Maybe not. I should have been saving them. I could probably go back and find some. They don't... I guess they don't have the home screens saved. Oh well. Okay. They don't. And DT was underrated. This is, for months and months and months, everyone was saying Dimension Tide was extremely good and viable. It was just, it used to be cost 6, and then as soon as they brought it down to 4 cost, it was going like fucking sicko mode and going like crazy. So Dimension Tide was extremely underrated prior. It hasn't really changed in terms of damage or stats, just in the energy, and once the energy was brought down, people started using it a lot. Alright, we have 2 more sections of this to go. So let's get it done. Beta season. This is season 0. It was also called the Season of the Thunderous Roar, and it took place from April of 2021 all the way until June 14th of 2021. And this was season 0, and this was like their beta season, and it was the game was available in Canada and Mexico, I think, in the West. And this was the season before the global launch. Kiryu Earth. This was a glitch that was happening if you dropped Kiryu in at the end of the match, and the match ended, he would remain gigantic on the screen because it would freeze the match with him in the air. Toho has since changed it so that Kiryu will now fully land when the match ends instead of him just being frozen up in the sky. Leo Cult. Leo Cult is a bunch of members of my Discord that love Mothra Leo. I don't have too much to say on that matter, but they love Leo. They will vouch for Leo always, and they vouched for Leo well before Leo got buffed. And now that Leo has been buffed, they have been validated. So good job, Leo Cult. All 4 stars were once trash. This is true. This is 100% true. In the early era of the game, like seasons 1, 2, 3, all the 4 stars were terrible. The 4 stars were impossible to level up, and their stats were not good, so no one was using them. What Toho ended up doing was reevaluating all of the 4 stars and making all of the 4-star leaders have the same stats, and then changing the stat distribution of the 4-star units, which made it so 4 stars going between like levels 1 through like 10, they would have an insane stat gain, and then levels 10 on, it was like really starting to like start bottoming out and get lower. So all the 4 stars were pretty much unusable because of how little they were doing and how little their stats were. Their health was low, their damage was low. It was just not looking good. And then Toho literally came in, and because no one was using them, no one wanted to pay for them, they came in, changed up all the stats, and now you pretty much have the stats for all the 4 stars that you have today. 3 cost Super X. This says it all. Super X is currently a 5 cost card. When Super X was added, it was a 3 cost. It was crazy. For like 4 or 5 months, Super X at 3 cost, wild shit. It was very much the most broken unit in the game at that point. Range is the best stat in the game. Super X has the best range. Super X was just mowing everything down at that time. I was using Jet Jaguar Singular Point in my deck regularly until Super X was added. Super X really did change the game. It was crazy at 3 energy. G21 Mathematician. G21 Mathematician is a member in my Discord that whenever a preview for a new unit goes live, they get on that video and they like micro analyze it, and they tell, you know, G21 Mathematician will tell us the unit's damage, the speed of the attacks, and like all these little minute details you would never think. G21 Mathematician figures it out. Mathematician made a calculator to like calculate 1v1 battles, and basically if you ever need something broken down in like mathematical terms in a battle line, you ping him in the Discord, he'll get that shit straightened up for you right away. Kiryu stream incident. The Kiryu stream incident, and we've talked about it before many times on the channel, and we briefly mentioned it earlier in this video. The Kiryu stream incident is during the Godzilla Battle Line Summit, where Kiryu was introduced. This was the first time that the Singular Point voice actors were showcasing a unit and playing them instead of just talking and hanging out on the stream. And they did such a shit job at showing us how to play with Kiryu. They were just routinely dropping him on the enemy leader, and then Kiryu would just die instantly, or they would drop Kiryu for the missiles, and then Kiryu would just be kind of chilling, and then something else would kill Kiryu. They just were not playing Kiryu very well. They were playing Kiryu like he was an effect piece instead of like an actual character. It was just so bad. It was just so bad. The Kiryu stream incident is probably one of the most infamous, if not the most infamous moment of any Godzilla Battle Line Summit within the hardcore Godzilla Battle Line community, because it was just so embarrassing, and it made everyone watching think that Kiryu's going to be absolute fucking ass. And Kiryu's a really good unit, but because of this stream, it pretty much for the first month and a half or 2 months of Kiryu's life made people not want to use him because they did such a poor job at showing us how to play with Kiryu. They also did a pretty bad job of showing us how to use Shin Godzilla as well, I might add. Gaigano 4 slept on. Gaigano 4 is an extremely powerful unit. If you watch my tier lists, I mention it literally every time we talk about Gaigano 4. Gaigano 4 is very, very powerful. Gaigano 4 is seeing a lot of play this season because, you know, pair him up with the Final Wars Godzilla. It looks pretty cool. Very strong unit, very high DPS, just not a lot of attack base. The stun is really good, his all-around really good character, and he gets a lot better when you level him up. It was crazy, or it is crazy, so I like Iganofor a lot. I truly do think he's one of the higher A tier units in the game, especially this season. Pair him with Final Wars Godzilla, and they really do work like they're an incredible duo. 4-cost missiles, we talked about 4-cost missiles earlier in one of the previous tiers. This was when trains were 3, missiles were 4, and they were dominating the meta, and then they got changed to 5, and now no one's using them. The game isn't made by Toho. This is true. This is kind of true. The information, I believe, is here somewhere. Right here. Toho Games publishes Godzilla Battleline, and their crew does develop Godzilla Battleline. However, another company called Now Productions also helped develop Battleline. It is not clear at the moment if Now Productions is still working on Battleline. Maybe, I'm pretty sure Now Productions just helped get Battleline off the ground, and now Toho Games is complete in control of it. But Now Productions has worked with Toho Games to create Battleline, and now I'm pretty sure Now Productions is onto something else, and Toho Games is doing their own thing. Shin's second form can move. This is very similar to how Zayton can move. Shin's final form does not move. You place him down and he stands still, but if you place like Earth next to him or other units that can push characters, you can push Shin's final form around. You can Dimension Tide him around. I mean, obviously your Dimension Tide's not going to do it. Your opponent's Dimension Tide has to do it. But you can push Shin around if you place him with like Godzilla Earth. You could drag him around the same way you could drag Zayton around. When will Mechagodzilla 2021 be added? This is so fucking annoying. This question, I don't really get it that much. But really early into the game's life cycle, when we got, in the first 3 months that this game was out, we got both Kong 21 and G21, Godzilla 21, from Godzilla vs. Kong. As we all know as Godzilla fans, there was a third monster in that movie, Mechagodzilla 2021. Mechagodzilla 21 was not added to the game and still has yet to be added to the game. This comment was left on every single one of my videos hundreds of times for the first maybe 7 months of this game's life cycle. It has become a running joke in my Discord with my community. I fucking hate it. I see it all the time. And people who are new to the game always ask for it too because they always want more Monsterverse stuff. Mechagodzilla 2021 is probably not going to be added anytime soon. I want to let you all know that now. I really do hope he comes to the game eventually. I would love more Monsterverse stuff added to the game. But this question was the bane of my existence. It was spammed on every single one of my videos for months. Ridiculous. And it wasn't like a coordinated assault. It was just people who really wanted him in the game. But it was just every single video. It was so annoying. Ultima got nerfed twice and still dominates. Like I said with Super X, range is the best stat in the game. Ultima's got it. Second best range is Ultima. Godzilla Ultima is still a very, very good unit. Ultima has been nerfed twice. They took his, they increased his attack speed from like 3.3 or like 2.9 or 3 to like 3.1 or something like that. And then they made it so instead of him having 15 seconds of regen on Terrestrius' form, he got 10. And they thought that was going to keep Ultima down. Ultima is still a very, very good unit. It's just a little harder these days to evolve him with the rushes that are going on right now between Ultraman, Fire Rodan, Leo, Dimension Tide. A lot of ways to really grab Terrestrius and kill him. But once he's Ultima, he is pretty difficult to take down. But Ultima is a very good unit. He still is very good, and every time Toho has nerfed him, it has not changed Ultima. The only things that have ever taken Ultima out of the meta is other units being added to the game. Nothing Toho has ever done to Ultima's kit itself. Balance adjustments releasing early. This is something that Toho does regularly. I make a video on it every time it happens. Toho does not release their balance adjustments after the seasons go live. Toho releases the balance adjustments for the next seasons in advance, like 4 or 5 days in advance at the most, right? Sometimes the night before. but they will show us what is changing early, not the new units. Well, they will show the new units early, but this won't include the new units. This will just be what is changing, so it'll give us a good sense of what's coming next. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. For the last 5 months, it's been pretty bad. Gaigan 04 gets 14th in a poll, but is added anyway. We talked about this when we talked about the vote polls and the fan polls and stuff like that. The top 5 winners of the first poll, before even all of them were added, Gaigan 04 got added. Gaigan 04 was added before Godzilla Earth, who placed 2nd, and before Mecha King Ghidorah, who placed 5th. So Gaigan 04 has been in the game since February of 2022. The next Final Wars character to be added was Godzilla Final Wars, and that was in October of 2022, which is when this stream is happening. And Gearus is in the leader shadows. This is actually a piece of trivia on the wiki for Battleline. If you go, where's their trivia section? Is it down here? Okay, trivia section is here. It says, look, originally both Mothra Leo and Anguirus were likely intended to be leader units, evidenced by the leader portraits of them accessible in studio mode. Anguirus' silhouette can also be glimpsed in the animation that plays before each match. This is what this part of the Iceberg is talking about, but this as a whole is something interesting that a lot of people probably didn't know. Anguirus and Mothra Leo are supposed to be leaders, but they are not. Maybe Singular Point Anguirus will be a leader. Where were we here? Players losing connection on Shin Godzilla livestream. This goes hand in hand with the devs being bad at the game. The live stream that Toho Games was showcasing Shin Godzilla, they didn't even get a full battle done with Shin Godzilla to show the players how good he was going to be in battle. They lost connection halfway through their inaugural battle showcasing Shin Godzilla, and then they never started up a new match. And this is after repeatedly, like, they had answered questions about the server. They had answered questions about, like, the servers not being... was this the same stream where they said the servers weren't bad? We were just bad at the game. And then they started disconnecting. So, whack. Or maybe those were 2 different instances, but... yeah, it was 2 different instances. Moral of the story is, they were showcasing Shin Godzilla, and they were losing connection from each other in Toho Studios. Like, your ping should be 0. And they were disconnecting from each other in their own live stream, and then they just stopped facing each other. It was ridiculous. It was super embarrassing. It was ridiculous. And it gave us a really shoddy look at Shin Godzilla. 10k coins from a showdown. This is like the super rare pulls. It's basically like getting a legendary map from a showdown, where it'll be like you do your showdown and you're gonna get like 900 coins or like 999,000 coins. It's just a super rare chance, but if you complete a studio battle, there is a chance that you will receive 10,000 coins from that. Weenie actually is in the chat. I think he's been in the chat this whole time, so shout out Weenie. Weenie makes Battleline videos on YouTube, and he makes Battleline like meme videos and meme edits, and he's posted a bunch of them in my Discord. There's a bunch of them on his YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's just Weenie. He's in the chat, so if you're currently in the chat, he literally just said yo, so go check out his channel. 3 units in 1 season. Toho does not normally give us that many units in a season. You know, you could say that the Destroyer season gave us 4 units. But then, you know, Destroy Aggregate, Destroy Flying Form, and Destroy Perfect Form are all the same unit, just evolutions, and then they had Giant Octopus, so that would be 4. But for Mothra Leo's season, which was season 4 of Battleline, they gave us Leo, Super X, and Dorats, which is 3. And I don't believe in any other instance they have given us that many characters in a season. You know, we got Gaigan 04 and Kids. We got Rodan and Desghidorah in the same season. We got Burning Godzilla and G54 in the same season, but we never have had 3 separate units. We've had 4 if you count evolutions as separate units, but I don't. So 3 units in 1 season. Mothra Leo season, we got Mothra Leo, Dorats, and Super X. Canelock. Canelock is a member of the Godzilla community. I see him a lot in Facebook groups and stuff like that. But Canelock also had a YouTube channel for Godzilla Battleline. It's linked if you go to my channel, like the recommended channels. Canelock's is there. Really cool guy. He was really active on Discord. Don't really know what happened to him, but I hope he's doing well. His channel is still up if you want to check it out. But he does not make content anymore. Dorat Smug. Dorat Smug is an emote in my Discord that has taken on an entire life of its own, and I feel really bad that I do not remember the artist's name who created Dorat Smug. Because Dorat Smug was not created by us in the Discord. It was a post from like a Reddit account, or it was a post on Twitter of Dorat's eating Manila. And then it basically just devolved into, you know, we now have like Mephilas Smug, Zayton Smug, I think there's a Zafi Smug, there's a Pelap Smug, but I wish I could give a shout out to the original artist. I don't remember their name on Twitter, but yeah, we love the Dorat Smug a lot. Let me pull it up for you really quickly. This is Dorat Smug. It's very cute. Infamous emote now on my Discord. Basically means that you're being sarcastic if you use it. GBL on PC. Excuse me, eating Manila. Yeah, Dorat Smug originally came from a picture of the Dorats eating Manila. GBL on PC. This video was made before I think it was officially announced for PC. Originally, if you wanted to play Godzilla Battleline on PC, you could use BlueStacks. And then BlueStacks, for whatever reason, stopped working with Battleline. And then there's the Mumu emulator, which is what I use. I got the affiliate link down below. Mumu emulator used to work with Battleline, and then it stopped. And now Mumu X, which is their new Mumu emulator, that still works with Battleline. So I play on PC with Mumu X, which is the beta. That will work. Or you can use the official way to play Godzilla Battleline, which is through the emulator called AntApp. I don't use AntApp. It's never really worked for me, so I recommend using Mumu X if AntApp is giving you problems. But GBL is playable on PC, and it has been playable on PC for some time. Didn't Kane get an argument with King Ghidorah, and they both got muted and left, and then King Ghidorah was convinced to come back? No, that was not Kane Lock and King Ghidorah. Friend match code guessing. This is like just, I don't know when that started, but it was like a trend for like a little bit. Where people would just go to like the friend matches and just start inputting numbers into the friend match code to see if they could get into like random people's lobbies, or like someone could like host a lobby on Discord and then not show what the friend code would be, and then people just start trying to guess to get in. I don't know if this has ever worked, but this is something that people were doing for a while, is like guessing friend codes to like get into matches. 4 stars dominate in the low ranks. This is something that is like not very well known, because people in the low ranks are just going to use whatever they want, but smart players are going to realize that really early on the 4 stars are pretty dominant. Between levels 1 and 5, they're really crazy, and if you're just starting out and you get a really high level character, you're going to do insane shit. My brother, when he started in January of this year, he got a Kiryu from literally the very first map that he opened. Not the one from the tutorial, but the one, like, he played an arena match, that arena match. He got a Kiryu, and then he got a level 2 Kiryu from the starting dash missions, and then he got a level 3 Kiryu later, like, that week, and so his level 3 Kiryu carried him, like, into the 40s in, like, a week and a half. At the low rank, you could stack your deck with 4 stars and do extremely well. Extremely well. Okay? Lots of people don't realize that because they just want to use whatever they want, but it is true that at the end of the day, the very early stages of the game, 4 stars will dominate everything. Melee's map conspiracy. I believe... Okay. My map conspiracy is that Toho Games has designed in Battleline a mechanic for the expedition maps. If you have not been playing the game for a while, and then you come back to play after a break of not playing, you will get a higher chance of finding legendary maps. And it's crazy that we're talking about that. I just went on vacation for like 4 days, and I didn't play Battleline at all. 0 Battleline was played in 4 days. Literally on Monday, I got in 3 matches. 2 of those 3 matches, legendary maps. When I went away in February, you know, when I wasn't playing the game, I didn't play the game for 4 days. When I got back to playing, what was there when I got back from playing? Legendary map. My conspiracy theory is if you just stop playing for a few days, like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and then you come back, you have a higher % chance of getting more valuable maps. I am pretty convinced that this is a fact. because it has happened way too many times to me, and a lot of other people are reporting it as well. So if you just want to kind of farm legendary maps, just stop playing for like 3 days, come back and just do a ton of battles, you'll get legendary maps. Helicopters are good in All-Star Battle. This is also kind of a conspiracy for me, but my philosophy is, and it's the same thing with like Warhammer Tacticus, that the more units you have on the field, the better you're going to be doing. And in All-Star Battle, when there is just a hell of a lot of units on the field, you're going to want to block shots as much as possible and do as much damage as possible. So I am going to be leveling up my choppers and my M-Boss just for All-Star Battle, so that I can you know, have more bodies to block on the field and get that done. And also, they're like, the M-Balls are not too bad in the arena. The helicopters are bad in the arena. But in All-Star Battle, I just need them to block shots. I just need them to block shots. So now, we're on the final tier. We are on the final tier of the list. These are things that maybe you've never heard of, maybe you don't know, but this is the bottom of the iceberg of Godzilla, the deep, as Weenie says, the deepest of the depth, the dark. Okay, let's get it. The superhero title. I gotta research this one on Discord. Superhero title. This one is not really easily obtainable. No one has this in the game yet. Not even Administration 1 has the superhero title. The running theory is you get the superhero title from reaching player rank 25. Promising newcomer, I think, is 10. And it's incredibly difficult to get to level 10 for your player rank. Superhero is the final one of those titles. Promising Newcomer is the first one of these like name legacy titles. Superhero title is the final one. We assume it's at level 25. No one has it, and we don't know how to get it. All we know that it is connected with Promising Newcomer, and it will probably be at the last few player levels. Season 1, the Swarm meta. We talked about this earlier when we talked about the missiles and the trains. The Swarm meta in Godzilla Battleline with Season 1 was everything. The whole meta revolved around getting your swarms on the field as fast as possible. The most bodies on the board, that meant you're going to win. The more bodies on the board, I should say, the higher chance that you're going to win. Trains were everywhere. Missiles were everywhere. And gear is G89, swarms, destroy a swarm, Kamakura swarm, regular Kamakuras. Just trying to get bodies on the field. Kamakura swarm was like 3 cost or something. The destroy larvas were like 4 or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. That map was full of swarms. It was a swarm meta, and there was no good AoE units. Mecha King Ghidorah was like an 8 cost unit with like no damage. It was like unusable, right? Hedorah was traveling too fast to evolve. Mothra larva was not evolving. There was no Gigan 04. Dimension Tide was 6 costs. So fat chance wanting to use that 6 costs to kill a bunch of 3 costs. Ridiculous. Swarm meta ruled the game for 1 season. The first season. The inevitable Godzilla Earth meta. Godzilla Earth, I've said this from as long as he's been in the game, is fucking stacked. Crazy health really early on. Really great damage. Piercing, really great range. Once people start getting Earth at higher levels, he's going to be everywhere. Already in the arena, we're seeing Earths everywhere. Earths are everywhere. They're going to be very good. People are rushing them. People are using the push Zetons. People got the skin on them. Earth meta is coming a lot faster than you think. Get Earth as fast as possible. Now that he's in the store and people can buy him every day, people are leveling him up, and the higher level the Earth, the higher the health he has. He has an insane health pool. It is really difficult to take him down. So I'm just letting you know that Earth meta is coming, and it's on its way. You can already starting to see it happen. Pelops Cult. Pelops Cult is in my Discord. It is people with the Pelops profile picture, people using Pelops emotes, Pelops GIFs. There are a ton of GIFs in my server. There are a ton of emotes for Pelops, or punching people with Pelops profile pics. This is the Pelops cult, and what we do and what they do is just acknowledge Pelops is probably the best Godzilla character of all time. If you're not in the Discord, you would not know. Yes, Mason says the Pelops cult is a lot lesser these days than it used to be. Coconut is the leader. But the Pelops cult at one point was mighty, and you would never have heard of this if you never visited my Discord. Come hang out in the Discord. I think we're almost at 1,000 Discord members. G89's fall from the top. G89 used to be the best character, bar none, in the game on the field. There was nothing really that could compete with him. At the time, the flyers weren't really too good. You know, there wasn't a lot of really fast attackers. G89 just had, and still has, an insane health pool, has a ton of damage. It's crazy. Okay? And then he started falling when the flyers got more powerful. G89 kind of fell out because he can't hit the flyers. When there's faster attackers, he kind of fell out, body blocking. G89 was one of, if not the best character in the game, and has now just begun falling and falling and falling. Still the best leader in the game, but in terms of unit on the field, not so much anymore. Season 7 was revealed early. Season 7, if I remember correctly, is Burning Godzilla's season. Let me check with the Pelops bot. Oh yeah, we have a Pelops bot in the server. Season 7. No, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds to meltdown. Yeah. What happened was, this is Burning Godzilla season. Toho went to Twitter and they posted an entire list of all of the titles in the game at that time from, up until season 7. That's how we found out about the superhero title. It's also how we found out about the season Seconds to Meltdown. This was the season after Kiryu. So the Kiryu title was, I don't even remember what the season of the Absolute Zero, or the Hero of Absolute Zero, or something like that. Right after that season, or I'm sorry, closer to the end of the season, Toho put that list up, and in it and right underneath, right after that season on the list, was Hero of Seconds to Meltdown. That is how we found out that what characters associated with meltdowns in Godzilla lore. Burning Godzilla. That's how we figured that one out. The poster I found from an ad that we figured out would either be Destroyer season or Burning Godzilla season. That is correct as well. But we didn't know, that wasn't like right before this. That was like a month or two prior. So there was also an ad on Instagram that Jaden had found that had a poster with Burning Godzilla and Destroyer on it, and we thought maybe Destroyer was coming next to Burning Godzilla, but we didn't know for sure until the Toho themselves leaked the season. 99 cents for 100,000 coins offer. This is a one-time offer that will populate in your game randomly after hitting, I believe, Master or Master Plus rank. It is for $1 US. You get 100,000 coins. It is by far and away the best evaluation for coins in this game. You can only do it once. I think it is one of the best. It is a top 3 offer in this game for sure. If you see this, I recommend scooping it up. I know the money evaluations are different in other countries. I really like this offer. It only appears once, and it appears randomly after you cross a certain threshold. The 5th facility. There is a 5th facility. I have a short about it on the channel. I'll pull it up for you. I have the image. The 5th facility does exist in this game. Or not in the game, but on Toho, Wikizilla, whatever this is. Right here. This, right there. This building. This is what is believed to be the Godzilla countermeasures building. No one knows what it was supposed to do or what it was there for. In the trivia section for Wikizilla, they mention it right here, the United Nations Countermeasure Center. And if you look at the images that they put, it looks exactly the same. So at one point or other, the United Nations Godzilla Countermeasure Center headquarters in Tsukuba, Japan, was supposed to be a playable facility, has not come to the game. We don't know when it will come to the game, if it will ever come to the game, but we just know that it exists because it was in a promotional image for the game pre-beta. How do you schedule an expedition? This is also super fucking annoying. You literally play the tutorial of the game and it tells you how to schedule an expedition. It's not like 100% clear, but like if you have half a brain cell, you could figure it out. And this also, along with the Mechagodzilla 2021 getting added to the game is probably the number 1 or 2 most commented thing on my videos. I have a short explaining it. I guess I got to make a full in-depth breakdown guide explaining it as well, but you schedule an expedition by having one expedition started, and then you click on another expedition, and then you click schedule, and that is how you do that. It takes literally 5 seconds to figure out, and like 0 brain power. 4-star G89 and Mechagodzilla 93. Also, I believe is available on Wikizilla. So if we go back to the images, let's see. They have the beta images on here somewhere. Maybe in the beginning. Here we go. 4-star G89 and a 4-star Mechagodzilla. This is the pre-beta. It's the same photo that has the United Nations in it. As we know, they never became a 4-star unit, but you can also see here the M-Balls were supposed to be a gold unit, and it was only 1 M-Ball. Okay? So we're almost done, you guys. We have... Nope, that's still the Godzilla story. We're almost done going through this lore. That was here. Inaccurate unit videos. We talked about this before, but there are a lot of inaccurate videos in this game for units. Let me see if I can name you a few of them. Hedorah's flying form and the mature form and Megagearus and Biolante's plant form and Rodent 64 and King Ghidorah all reflect their old videos. Hedorah's flying form video has its original speed. Hedorah's acid pool is a lot smaller in their video as well. Megagearus has a really tiny slow radius, not the big slow radius that it has now. Biolante's plant form has a really tiny AoE, not the AoE that it's supposed to have. Rodent 64 has a way longer attack speed in theirs, and then King Ghidorah has its old range post nerf. Whenever they change they change something about the characters, they don't update those sheets. I believe Jet Jaguar Singular Point as well has its old range, and then I think maybe something's wrong with Mothras as well. Coconut says it shows Stealth Bomber being slow and Bio Plant hitting air. So there you go. There are those preview videos. Some of them are wrong. Not all of them are wrong, but there are enough of them that are wrong. I won't tell you every single one of them, but if you go through the game and you look at them, you'll figure them all out. Ultima Punch. This is something that you might not know if you do not ever use Ultima, but if Ultima is close enough to a unit, he can punch. This is not intentional. It's probably because Ultima and G89 share the same skeletal mesh in the game. So Ultima's punch is literally the same exact animation as G89's regular attack. Don't know how to really trigger this, except for Ultima being extremely close to a unit, but Ultima can punch a unit instead of using his beam. Very weird, not supposed to happen. Kiryu lead meta. Kiryu lead meta is going to happen, whether you like it or not. Kiryu lead has one of the best abilities in the game, which is to drain your opponent's health by 90%. Okay? And now the fact that the trains have gotten their energy reduced, and Dimension has gotten their energy reduced, Kiryu lead meta is coming. Now that we can buy Kiryus in the store as well, people are going to get Kiryus level like 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. They're going to throw them in that leader slot. And they are just going to stall you out and then wait until the game is in overtime, hit you with absolute zero cannon, and then hit you with the trains and just fucking kill you. It's gonna happen. Okay, you guys? It is 100% going to happen. Oh, Lane says the Ultima Punch will trigger if there's a connection problem and causes a bit of lag. Ultima will do its punch animation 90% of the time. Well, thank you, Lane, for the clarification. Getting G21 out of a map after he was gone. This happened in February of 2022. If you had gotten a legendary map in any of the seasons prior to February 2022, Godzilla and Kong were removed from the game and from the maps that were added in those seasons. If you held on to your legendary expeditions and then opened them in the next season, you still had a chance of getting Kong and Legendary Godzilla. Several people reported getting G21s and Kongs. This issue was eventually reported to Toho. I also was one of the ones that mentioned something to Toho about it, asking if this was intended or not, if they had messed up. What ended up happening was a few months later, they removed all of the accidental G21s and Kongs from people's decks. Sad day. But for a little while, he was available to be grabbed in the maps. If I'm remembering correctly, Jaden had a G21 pulled. There was a few people in my Discord that pulled Kong. I think more people in my Discord pulled Kong than G21. But I used Jaden's on Twitter when I talked to Toho about it. Oh, he said in the chat that he did. Yeah, he said, yes sir, G21 representation is pretty funny. It was Melee's fault. It is kind of my fault that they took away the characters. Because I was one of the ones that reported it to Toho, but if everyone is going to be able to get those monsters, they should have just kept them in, which is my argument. Melee is paid by Toho. So, I'm not going to say anything about me being paid by Toho. I'm obviously not paid by Toho, but there is a fair amount of people that believe I am paid to shill Battleline. And I wish I was paid to shill Battleline, because I'd probably be making a lot more money on Toho's bankroll than I am on YouTube. So, shout out Toho, pay me, and I will shill this game like you wouldn't fucking believe. 99% of players are bots. You can't tell me that you've ever played a real player before. Maybe you ran into someone in the Discord that you knew. Maybe you ran into me or Spence. That's the 1%. 99% of players, those are bots. Almost all players in this game are bots. Yeah, 1% chance of meeting a real person. Come on. Who are you going to believe? Me? This list? Toho? You had a 1% chance of finding an actual player. 99% players are bots. Moving on. Jet Jaguar 73 and Stealth Bomber are S+. Now, we talk about this in the tier lists a lot. Jet Jaguar 73 and the Stealth Bomber are probably two of the best units in the game. I think it's safe to say that you can invest everything that you want into these two units, and you are going to see phenomenal results. Jet Jaguar 73. Jet Jaguar 73, probably the best CQB unit in the game. His slap, his chop is incredible. That knockback. No other unit is knocking him back like that. Not even Godzilla 2004. Stealth Bomber, I mean, you're going for direct damage. Are you going to use Kiryu? Are you going to use Mogera? I don't think so. I think you are going to use the Stealth Bombers. Probably going to be the best, right? That's probably your best option. Now, Godzilla Battleline is a Japanese government test. Do not research. Guys, I am telling you, bro. I am telling you, do not go onto Google and look up if the Japanese government is using Godzilla Battleline as a test for research. I promise you that you are not going to be getting the answers that you want. It is going to be